Good morning, good morning. It's your boy, Mark and MUFC fan, and you know what it is. We are live, and guess what, guys? Your boy is back, back in Germany. You know what it is. After a win in the Europa League, it was a very good game, in my opinion, at the end, because we won. But the performance, we could have done better. We should have scored more goals. There was so much more opportunities. Of course, there were other excitements in the game. We will definitely talk about that. But let's see what Ruben Amorim had to say about the game versus Fulham coming up this weekend. And let's get in, guys. I'm back. Sorry about yesterday. Long day at the airport, guys. Was braving a hurricane. So the flight was delayed. There was a lot of situations. I was supposed to be back way earlier, but because of the heavy winds, the flight got delayed. I spent most of the day at the airport. Was super exhausted, guys. I couldn't go live. I apologize. You know what? I'm here. Let's get in. Big up to J United in the building. Big up to everyone coming in the building. Hope everyone is having a great start to their morning. And let's get right into the manager's press because this is why we're here.
Hi Ruben, you obviously have a very strong team spirit as this comeback show and other games. Is that sort of an element that gives you belief that you can do what you need to do here? Because without that sort of togetherness, you've got no chance.
It also depends of the leader, of the coach. I'm a lot like that, and I think we need that to create that feeling of belonging. But for that, we need also time to train because to stay together, and that is really important. And then we don't have that I don't know the name here, internship, like sleeping before the matches. Sometimes that detail is really important. Pre-season, creating like spending like 3 weeks together, creating something, and then you want to create something new the players. I want them to know me in a different way, not always preparing the matches with stress. We don't have the time to do that. So I think it's really important. And I think it's the secret of teams. Even when you have the best players, if you don't have that feeling, it's really hard to win. So I want to build something like that here, but we need time for that.
Rich. Casemiro's been an unused sub in 10 of the last 13 matches. I just want to know why he's lost maybe getting these opportunities on the pitch.
It has to be the characteristics, and then I have to choose the player with characteristics that I see the game. So it's just that. So I have to make some choices. I want to play a style of game that sometimes is different from other coaches, and I have to choose the based on that. That's all.
Any more for Fulham?
No.
Samuel?
Took Lenny and MUFC to let off. Are they likely to be fit, or are they going to?
I don't know. Lenny has a pain. Also, Mata. I think Mata was a bruise, a touch. Lenny was a little bit tired. He's playing more in this moment, so we have to be really careful. We'll see. I don't know.
Luke Shaw, you said last week he'd be playing within 2 weeks.
No, he's going to stay to be fit to train with the team. Then we have to start with small minutes. We don't have a lot of time to train. We have to put some in some exercises in 10 minutes. Then he has to make extra work to improve his fitness. So I don't know. It's 2 weeks to start training and to start thinking about putting him in the few minutes.
100%.
Ruben, could you just say a word about the importance of Bruno Fernandes's team? Because there's a lot of players coming in, but he's your captain, he's your leader, and he's good.
I think he's a top player, and then people talk a lot about his frustration and always with his arms in the air, and sometimes it's not a good thing to see. But you have to see the other side. When you are under pressure, he always the guy that wants the ball. Is always available, and that is so important, especially in Premier League. And then he can run, and he run a lot. He fights a lot. So you have two sides, and I have to help him to manage both situations. But we are lucky to have a player like Bruno Fernandes. Sometimes he made mistakes, like me in the last week, but he's really important, and he has
Interesting.
passion, and this is so important to be a football player.
James.
Ruben, just on Marcus and easing him back in, is it fair to say he'll be staying at this football club this month? He won't be going out now.
I don't know. I really don't know.
But if he does stay, there's no go. You're going to reintegrate him.
Guys, it's 8 days. 8 days. We'll see in the end of the window what happened, and then we'll talk about that.
Hey, this guy,
Last question, Chris.
he's trouble.
You played outside in goal tonight after Andre's error against Brighton. Is it still a case of one keeper, two keeper, or is it a more even fight now between them?
No, it's always an even fight, but this was rotation, was prepared. I also think about the mistake and then trying to the idea that I sent to you guys and to the fans, but the rotation was done, everything was prepared, and we deal with that normally. So we were thinking that to have two really good goalkeepers, they need time to play. They need the space in the team. So this rotation was prepared, but that mistake was my concern. But in the end, we continue with the same plan that we did last week.
Over the
Interesting.
The game tonight, do you think Alside has put himself now in a position where the picture has changed slightly? Maybe?
Well, I see him in the same way. He's prepared to help the team, and that is the most important thing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Guys, big up, big up. I think Ruben Amorim got it right. Interesting times, interesting questions, interesting statements. Of course, everyone was focused on Marcus Rashford. Is he going to be reintegrated into the team? What's going on? Is he going to be moving on this window? What is happening? Of course, there's 8 days left, guys, so be patient. I would say let's see how it works out. Just like the manager says, I totally agree with that, because realistically, he said what he said from the beginning. Marcus is what he is where he is, because he needs to do his best. He needs to do what he has to do. And it's not about what he wants, what the coach wants, what we want. It's what he wants. Because the only way he can get back in this team is if he puts in the performances week in, week out to get there. So that's going to be one thing. Let's leave that on that and forget that, because we've been calling for this. Many managers at different points, at different times, shouldn't be a bother. Of course, bro, I was trying to stay for the game, but I had some stuff to do. I have an appointment on Monday morning and I couldn't get a flight back. So, yeah, I couldn't stay for the game. Of course, I know if I stayed, we would have won. You know it is. It works like that. I can only say that because I've only seen us win and draw. I've never seen us lose live. So, yeah, let's not jinx that. But I'll be back for some games. Of course, we go into the next round of the Europa League. We currently sit pretty in fourth. Of course, with one win, we can leapfrog the two teams above us into second place and confirm as one of the top performers. Least I can say for Man City, they're still struggling to get into the 24 teams to play in that playoff round. No matter what, they're going to have to play extra games in February. And we're here to see it, guys, because guess what? It means that they are going to be fighting it. The pressure is on. So good for them. Bradley Barcola has been left surprised by PSG's recruitment of Kvaratskhelia. I would not say I wouldn't be. I thought they would never go after that guy with that youngster on the wing. Is that an opening? Guys, Abdullah, big message, because I was going to talk about that today. I really think we should be making a play for that youngster. He's very interesting. He's got fight, and he's got that gut, that hunger to win. Young player, he's shown some good performances against Man City. They couldn't handle him. He dealt them some dirty blows. I would like a player like that in my team, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? I think we kind of have the same beard. You know what? Great minds kind of think alike. It is. I mean, it is what it is. Beards for all. What can I say? When he comes back, he's going to be getting injured again. Not going to lie, Luke Shaw sick and tired. Hear about the guy. Rasta, 100%, bro. I can't tell you you're wrong. Big up to everyone in the building. Bro, can you believe that we are actually contemplating signing Nkunku, guys? What? Like, tell me I'm not going crazy. Are any of you guys interested in signing Christopher Nkunku, especially at the expense of swapping Garnacho? You're swapping a player who's almost available every game for a player who might just be available for 2 months of the season, just like Luke Shaw, just like Mason Mount. Are we guys, what? Are we gonna accept this? Because I'm being really, 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 really caught off guard with this situation here. I'm like, yeah, I'm not hearing that, guys. I'm not hearing that. As you know, what? Okay, big up. As you know, guys, Napoli's nearing an agreement for Borussia Dortmund, Karim Adeyemi. So it might look like if they get Garnacho or if they're still in for him, it looks like Chelsea might be in the driving seat, guys. And if Chelsea's not paying £70 million, I'm not here for it. I don't know what you guys think, but I ain't here for it. I ain't here for it, bro. Telling you now, it doesn't make sense. Years ago, yes, but then he became injury prone and he has so much potential. It's a no for me, Mark. 100%, bro. I don't even want the guy. I don't want to hear the guy. I don't want to hear his name in the same sentence as Man United anymore, bro. Like when he was at Leipzig, he was an interesting player. Might have been something that we could have done and could have worked out in a situation that would have been good for Man United. But currently, it's a no-brainer. No to injury prone. He might be a talented player, but he is injury prone. Let's not wish upon a star anymore. Look, a lot of fans have been saying when Mason Mount is fit, he'll be good. He's very good off the ball. He presses well. When he's in the midfield, there's no problems because he's there picking up all the spaces. But when has he been there last? I can't remember seeing this guy play at Old Trafford more than maybe once this season. And that's because I haven't been to every game, but when I was there, I barely see them play. And that speaks volumes, guys. We cannot keep going into these situations of fabricated hope. I don't mind bringing in Cheeto, but like I keep saying, bro, he is not ready. The physicality of the game will overwhelm him. It's too soon. He does really, really well in the youth, but I attribute most of that to the fact that he's physically superior to most of the players he play against in size and strength, and it gives him a leg up. When it gets to playing with fellas of the same physicality, he needs time. So he does train with the first team. He has been training with the first team for over 6 months now, even under Ten Hag. So it's going to be an upward curve, just like the likes of Sekou Kone, Jack and Tyler, Fletcher, or others included who are training with the first team. For me, yeah, let's leave it as that. Cucurella, I don't mind the guy. He's got that shithousery. You know what I mean? He's got a bit of fire and spark in him. Yeah, bro, but underwhelming thoughts, man. Underwhelming. I think no signing transfers in January. Bruh. Glenius special. That's what we're getting, guys. A Glenius special. Let me drop the link. Let's hear what you guys have, your opinions on the manager's press conference. Of course, we're going to go through some more transfer news. Of course, guys, you know, it's an interesting window so far, especially for me. You know, I was backing this player, and now he's going on loan to Real Betis. You know, hats off to him. He needs game time. What if he goes there, finds that form, regains that form, and is able to come back to United and just do something next season? Maybe before he goes into January of next season. Maybe. We never know. But let's hear what Anthony had to say as he declared he is so happy to be making the loan move to Real Betis. The 84 million signings on the cup is already in Spain, as he is set to take his medical to have his readiness for the loan. which will last until June. There's no obligation or option to buy. It's just a straight loan. And the clause in the contract is set for him to have as much game time as possible. And he's ready. You know, Betis have not paid the loan fee to sign Anthony, but it was revealed that they will cover 84% of his wages, just short of 165K. It's going to be interesting to see what happens there. And United will save up around 1.5 million until the end of the season. There's no option for Betis to make it a permanent move. Anthony due back at Old Trafford in the summer for further talks on his future. As Anthony departs, having made it 96 appearances in the past 2.5 years, contributing just 12 goals and a further 5 assists during the same time, he remains under contract with the Red Devils until 2027, with the club also holding an option for a 12-month extension. Quite similar to that of Jadon Sancho. Of course, he's been here for a season and a half less, but what can I say? Some of these big signings, they don't always make it at Man United. It's a difficult thing. And when people talk about they would like to have Jadon Sancho back, I wouldn't mind getting this guy back if he wants to get himself back into top form. But it's going to be an interesting one, guys, because this is not the only move that is happening right now. There's some other interesting moves happening. And what can I say is like, you know, we need to be accountable in this transfer window. There's a lot of things to possibly happen. Of course, we are looking at some players. Are we going to sign any of them? I don't know. There's definitely been a lack of transfer business. And now, you know, we're in a precarious position, guys, because what can we do with what we have available to us? It's not much. It's not much, guys. Anyway, big up to Bali Tech in the building. What's good, my bro? Hope you are well. How you feeling?
Yo. Have no fear, Bali Tech is here. Man like Mark giving Man United that blessings at Old Trafford to secure the victory.
Bro, we threw away so many goals, bro. It was one of those things where it was like, I thought we wouldn't score. You know what I mean?
No,
it's like we had so many chances in front of goal. I don't know if it looked different on the television, but from where I was sitting in the Stretford end, especially in the second half, there were so many chances for us to score goals. We hit the post. We daddled on the ball too much, too long. You know what I mean? And it also looked like some of the guys weren't trying to, you know, go all out going forward and make breakaways in certain situations. But we came away with 3 points.
Yeah, our forward line is kind of depleted. So going forward at this point, you're not going to see the absolute best of Man United. Obviously, I know Garnacho tried a little bit harder than he usually does, but in front of goal, he was wasteful. Like that, there was one chance where he controlled the ball with his right foot in the middle of the box, and then he put it onto his left foot, then he banged it wide. And I was just thinking, what the hell? You put it onto your weak foot when it came to your right foot, and you missed. Like I was scratching my head to think, did this guy do this on purpose or what?
I was scratching my head too at the game, bro, because like it had plenty moments that, you know, it had some good moments of play. Joshua Zirkzee looking pretty good coming in, starting. You know, I felt like he himself had some opportunities that he should have buried, but also I felt live. It was one of those situations. I feel like I was watching Scottish League, to be honest, because, you know, in the Scottish League, the referees allow a lot to go away. And some of these players were taking advantage of that because our players were getting some batterings, bro, like especially in attack, like Ahmad. These guys were dragging Ahmad down every chance they get. There was Living holding on to his shirt, you know, and I feel like it frustrated the players, you know what I mean? But whoever Amorim told them in the halftime break, they came back with a different focus in the second half. It was clear to see, you know.
How did you feel about the robbery on the corner kick,
brother?
Because I felt that was a clear and obvious robbery, and VAR did nothing about it.
That first goal that we scored in the first half, nobody in the stadium know how, bro. Everybody was cussing. Bro, listen, it's like you watch the ball come across, You watch, you know Delit, bro. You know how defenders is move, right? So he just put his hand up here, and as his hand, bro, it swears like the breeze blew and the guy fell on the ground. And every time they would do that. Like it had 3 guys on that Rangers team that at different points in the game, they was just lying down on the ground like if they're injured. Bro, and this ref just allowing it, bro. Like if it was United players, tell them come off the pitch.
Yeah, and then the goal that they scored, like I kind of felt like if that was Man United, where let's say Højlund pushed the defender in the back before scoring the goal, like I wondered if they would have given that, if they would have just said no, that there was a foul before the goal. So yeah, I just thought the refereeing was a little bit weird.
It was weird. It had the same thing happen to I believe it was, I don't want to lie, I believe Ahmad won a ball in the opposition box that came down. But when the ball was coming, he just kind of, you know, his shoulder on the guy. And the guy, bro, like, he just like, bro, foul. And it's like, bro, the entire, the stadium went silent, bro. And then boos. Because it was like, bro, like, this is unreal. We watched some tackles on Garnacho, on Ahmad, on other players when they had the ball, especially Joshua Zirkzee, bro. And these players wasn't getting no yellow cards. Bro, you seen men, all player they kicked down. All player. The referee. Not even
Anyway,
calling fouls.
Man United voted for VAR, so it's their own fault.
Yeah. VAR don't work for United, bro. It's always work against United. You know what I mean? This is, I'm going to be honest. I would like to see any one of these 3 players come in. But the last man, Quenda, 84 million. I don't see it unless we get Europa League, bro. Like, we might do a Gyökeres challenge. You know what I mean? But without Europa League, I don't see United spending anywhere close to 200 mil, bro.
Maybe that's the reason why they're trying to go all out for this guy, because they're not trying to buy Quenda in the summer. Because Quenda, I think, from what I understand, the price tag that I hear bandied about is about 40 million. Now, to me, 40 million is cheaper than what they're offering right now for Tyler Diblin. However, I'd like 40 million for what is he? I think he's 17. 40 million
for who? Quenda?
Yeah.
Nah, Quenda is 84 million euros, bro.
Nah, they can't. You see all these. You see, the thing is, yeah, when we talk about sporting players, you keep going to their release clause. Nobody's gonna pay their release clause.
Yeah, but
like,
bro,
even Gyökeres has a high release clause.
Okay,
yeah,
but
then
understand
he has a gentleman's agreement that he can go for way less than his release clause. So it's like no one's gonna buy their release. No one's gonna pay for their release clause. No one.
I'm not saying that is a fact, but what I'm saying is this, bro. Look at the performances of Gyökeres right now. United has a gentleman's agreement with Victor Gyökeres to get him for 68 million pounds or 68 million euros, some whatever the conversion is there. Right now, realistically, that's fine. I'm not expecting us to not get it, and I'm not saying I hadn't said Victor Gyökeres is 80-something million pounds since we have the gentleman's agreement. But we can't expect that because Quenda is 84 million pounds release clause that we're never gonna have to initiate that, because if there's competition for the player, the price will go up.
I don't think there's gonna be Don't get me wrong, other clubs will want Quenda, so I'm not going to shit on Quenda and make it seem like nobody wants him. However, there isn't a club in world football right now that is itching to pay that 84 million release clause. Like, I guarantee that, because the numbers don't support that. He's a good young player. He's a good young player, and even I think, you know, is it Ricardo Pereira or, you know, some of the sporting fans that are in the chat, even them, man, are itching to sell him because they can't believe the money that's been touted around. So I'm telling you now, no one's going to buy him for his release clause. Like,
I mean, I'm not saying that they're going to have to,
or
but
anywhere
what I'm
near it,
saying is,
anywhere near it.
no,
I believe,
I
yeah.
don't think it will be that cheap, bro. I don't
I'm
think they will
looking. I'm
go
not saying it
to
will be
40
cheap,
million, bro.
but
Like
I
that
don't think
is
it will be anything more than. I don't think it will be anything more from 30 to 35. I don't think
that
it will
is
be anything
wild,
higher
bro.
than that.
I don't
But
think
I'm
a
talking
club would
about
go below
pounds.
half
I
a
don't think
price,
it.
bro.
I'm talking about pounds. I don't think it'll be
Oh,
anything
well,
more than 30 to 35 million pounds. I don't think it'll be anything more than that, personally.
that's still half the price of the player, just about. That's like what,
Or
35?
Sport is a selling club at the end of the day, so they can hold on to him and try and get more value in the long run, or they can take the money now and go back to their conveyor belt of all these players that they have in their academy. So, I mean, if like money is the objective, they're a selling club.
Bro,
So
is
at the
Man
end of the
United,
day,
eh? I
yeah,
feel
yeah,
like
it
man them
is.
forgetting is Man United. Other
But
clubs
people
might get him
forget.
for that price. We not getting him for that price.
People forget that what's that player's name? The one that Neves. He went for way less than what his release clause was as well. It's like
Right, but
nobody's adhering to these release clauses. No one.
United was never getting him for that price. Let me
Bro,
just be honest,
we've
bro.
been getting sweetheart deals from Sporting for years. Even
For ye- yeah,
even when we brought Bruno Fernandes, yeah. I'm not gonna lie, when we signed him, I said, rah, low key, that's a deal. Do you see how many goals this guy's scoring? And assists. I said that was crazy. That season that he was coming in, I said that's gotta be one of the best deals that we've done in terms of finances. Because on another day, a team could have easily spent 60, 70 million on Bruno
true.
Fernandes at
We're
the
not
time that
saying
we
no,
bought
but
him.
bro, that's 5 years ago or 4.5 years ago now. Right now, in this current moment, I'm not saying United will have to pay the release scores for all those players, but bro, we're not gonna get them anywhere near market value compared to other teams, and that's a fact. Especially since there's going to be competition for those players, bro. So like for me, like I looking at it on the better we guide for cheaper, which would be best. But realistically, bro, it's not going to be less than 60 million, bro. At least 50 million pounds on average for any sporting player, especially certain players, bro. Because we are not the only clubs interested. And Sporting is a selling club.
I'm not
So,
itching for Quenda. Don't get me wrong, I like the guy, but at the prices that you're talking about, I'm not itching for Quenda. Like I would rather, yeah, pay maybe kind of what we paid for Lena Euro for Diamande. Yeah, that money for me is good money for that sort of kid. Yeah,
I will
and
pray to get
I would
Diamande
love
for
it.
that price, bro.
Yeah,
I would snatch that at that price. But
I think that price is good enough to secure the kid personally. And the other and obviously Jokeres. I don't know who else the manager would want out of that club, but I would never get finessed for Quenda. Quenda's a good player. Don't get me wrong, but I just whatever the release clause is, if it's not like in and around 30 to 35 million, I just think allow it, bro. You're trying to go too far. I'd rather spend that money on Tyler Devlin. But we'll see what's gonna happen because obviously we have a depleted attack. We lack the bodies in midfield and we could always improve on that defense. We have a few guys that are gonna leave. Lindelof in the summer, Johnny Evans in the summer. So obviously Maguire signed an extension, but we do have a few players that need to leave the club. So we'll see. Like obviously you can't most probably we can't see 6, 7 players coming in, but maybe 5.
I
But
don't
it just
even think we're
depends on the
going to be
5.
that much in this. All these summer hype depend on Europe. Telling you man them now, right? Because the amount of losses United have to take to sell and buy in the tune, we're going to be losing somewhere around 100 million this summer in sales, just selling certain players, bro. And this is players men want out the club, right? Including Anthony into that. So The losses means that we have to be able to recover that 100 million somewhere to afford to spend it, if you understand what I'm saying. Because even if we sell those players,
I think it's easily recovered. I think it's easily recovered. Personally, I think it's just. I think that the financial aspect is definitely being overplayed. Well, like we do this, Man United's been doing the financial. Like, let me just land with this
I hear
one.
that,
Yeah,
but we
Man
talk about
United's
that
been
already.
doing
But
this
that is not the
financial
case, bro.
overpayment
That
for
is not
years.
the case no more. All that talk back then, yeah, when men pulled credit card last summer to sign players, and the season before when they pull the credit card and they max out the card, the summer before under Ten Hag when they spend the 300 mil, bro. All that's cool. I'm not saying no, bro. I'm not saying we're not going to spend 200 million. We probably will, but to get the amount of players, the numbers that men want to replace the poor performers in the squad, the deadwood, the profit and loss margin on, let's say, selling 7 players at a loss of about 100 mil, bro. Because when they sell those players, you're probably going to lose that, because you're probably going to sell Anthony and lose 45 mil on Anthony. Probably going to lose a couple mil on a player here, a couple mil on a player there, a couple mil. I'm not saying we can't recover it. It's not going to be an easy task, bro. United don't sell well. You know what I'm saying?
Well, bro, we've already got Jadon Sancho leaving the club. We've already got Jadon Sancho
That's
leaving the club.
27 mil, bro. At a loss. At a loss of 47 million, bro.
Yeah, but you're discounting whatever they got for the loan fee as well. So
Bro,
I think that balances it out.
Bro, we didn't get that much for the loan fee. It's not like we getting an 8 million loan fee or anything like that for Jadon Sancho, bro.
So what is it, free?
It's just to cover his wages.
No, but there's a loan fee as well. There's a loan fee attached to it and
is the
covering
cost of his wages. They covering his wages and probably a little bit. There's nothing fantastic, bro. I can't remember the actual figures, but there's no fantastic deal for Jadon Sancho. The best part was we getting him. We get our obligation to buy for 20-something million pounds. That's it.
Well,
but we suffering a loss.
Yeah.
Huh?
Best believe, yeah, that like I said to you before, we have some high-performing youngsters. These men are probably going to go and win the league. Yeah, they're going to go and win everything down there. And then when it comes to the summer, a lot of them boys are going to be up for sale, especially some of the best players.
We have no record of us selling any one of our youngsters for anything close to 2 million, 3 million pounds, bro. So I'm not even looking at them for that like that. Because realistically, we've never done it before. Never.
Well, this is going to be the summer of change, because I don't believe that they're going to sell Harry Amas. I believe they're going to sell Harry Amas.
Harry Amas is sold very soon. He's on the way out.
I believe they're going to sell him for good money. I don't believe they're going to get finessed for him. So we'll see. We'll see. But I'm confident that they'll spend money this summer. I'm confident. I'm not worried about the finances. I'm not going to lie to you, because I think it's being overblown. We do this every single year. We'll be saying PSR, we'll be saying financial fair play, and then we'll go spend 200
But
mil.
we didn't cut all the salaries and stuff that we cut right now. We didn't slash down everything like we did this every year. That happened this year, bro. So I understand the past, and that's cool and all, but like this, even the statement here, Sancho leaving for 27 mil, bro. We lost 47 mil on Sancho's purchase, bro. Lost. So that PSR thing that you talking about there don't exist. Actually is a minus on the books. So when we get 27 mil, we're not even 27 mil plus, right? We minus 47 mil on the books when Sancho leaves. So I think, man, them looking at this all wrong, in the sense that they think because we go and sell 27 mil, we could spend twice. We're not even able to spend that 58 million when we lost on Jadon Sancho, bro. Because we minus, we're not plus. When they to go into a positive with sales, the player's sale must be more than the purchase. And like Sancho, we paid 70-something million pounds for this dude, and I was paying him 300 and something thousand a week. Right? We are losing on that sale. Same thing with Anthony, bro. So when you add up all those losses on players, like we go and lose on Casemiro, possibly 30 mil again, bro, that's over. That we already lost 100 mil there. And that hitting PSR, And then let's just say we had headroom to spend 200 mil. With the loss of 100 mil, the headroom drops to something like 140 mil, bro. Right? So, and then we're not accounting for the other players that we're going to have to sell at a loss. That will further edge that down. Now we have to sell players at a profit to build back up there. Right? We could spend the 140, but when we finish spending our 140, we in for sanctions going above it. So while I don't mind, bro, I could see them selling and doing business and whatnot. I just looking at it from the perspective that it might not be some of the players that we looking at that might be exciting, that we deem that will fit the squad and will definitely improve us. Because literally, bro, we could sell out half of them players in the academy and not even make 50 million, bro, with the way United used to sell. If we're going on all the past years. Now, I hope that this new structure could sell players for like 10, 20, 30 million from the academy. That would be amazing. But until it happens, bro, yeah, bro, it's a difficult one. Difficult one, bro.
Yeah, like the thing is, I think for me, I'm just gonna sound a bit delusional right now when I say I don't want to be an accountant. I just want to be a Manchester United fan. And in my mind, they're gonna sell players and make we praise the way they sold in the summer. I believe they're gonna continue on that trajectory, and I also believe that they're gonna spend heavily this summer due to we have. The fact that we have a depleted attack.
But they
Marcus
depleted,
Rashford
bro.
is going to, yes, but Marcus Rashford is going to leave this club. Alejandro Garnacho is going to leave this club. So, and multiple other players are going to leave this club. So I expect Manchester United to sign players come the summer. I am not worried about their financial dilemmas in the slightest. I look at clubs like Chelsea and other clubs and I see them spending money and I can't fathom a world where Manchester United don't dip their hands into their pockets, but then they want to put their Manchester in Manchester. They want to go and rebuild Old Trafford. They want to go and boost up the club. If this is what we're calling boosting up the club, as in running the club into the ground and sacking everyone around and sacking all the legends and everything else and price hiking the fans, and we're not getting no players in the summer, but we want to win the title by 2028. Listen, my brethren, they have no choice but
Bro,
to go out and throw money at the wall. I don't give a damn about whether they're balancing the check, whether they get fined by PS or whether they get fined by the league or whatever. I don't give a damn.
Bro.
Manchester United have to perform on the pitch regardless of whatever anybody is saying. We have to. We have no choice.
Fully. I agree, bro. Bro, you don't think I want to be here in the summer. Hey, bang, sell, bang, purchase, bang, sale. Here we go, United, bro. I want that, bro. I want that every transfer window for Man United, bro. You don't even know, bro. I just watching at these men them and waiting for them to do it because, bro, I don't want to see anything
Big up Anthony,
and in the summer is a big disappointment because here why I say this, bro. Big up to the great one in the building. Welcome, bro. Here why I say this, bro. In my honest opinion, when they say that 4 years to challenge, 4 years, just remember 4 years, right? They can scrape by 2. So understand what I mean? In 2027, going into that season, 2027, 28, we could be still in the shit. We could be 10 players signed, 8 players sold between now and 2027, bro. I just perspectively saying, like, on a negative perspective, based on PSR, let's say it's true. And this is what happened. We in 2027 summer, we just signed our 10 player under Amorim, sold 8. It looking like with the 3 players we just signed this summer, we could do something this season. What would your thoughts be, guys? Just saying.
What if we sign 3 players?
Yeah, if we sign, okay, like between this summer, like let's say next summer coming, we sign 3 players. We sell 4 or 5, right? We sign 3 players.
What,
Promote 2
considering that
youngsters.
I know, do you see the 3 or 4 players that you're talking about? RJ Jadon, Sancho, Marcus? It depends on who's going, because we also got people that are leaving on a free transfer as well.
Well, right.
So
that's fine. That's fine. I'm just saying we sell three players or 4. No, we sell 4 players, but we bought 3 quality players for the system.
So you're saying we sell 4 players in the summer? I'm telling you, I'm here to tell you now.
Go with me. Go with me. Go with me on this. Go
Impossible.
with me. Don't change. Go with me on it. We sell 4 players.
Yeah.
We bring in 3 players that suit the profile: a striker, a wing back, a DM. Right.
Yeah.
In the summer, we do this every summer for the next 3 summers till 2028. Right. So we sell 4, bring in 3. And we remove all the deadwood over that time. Let me just say, all the deadwood gone. So we have 9 fresh players. We sell 12 deadwood, right? So now we're moving. So the question is, what if that is the case, based on PSR, right, and whatnot? What are we saying?
I think if the club want to now start, we have to start creatively looking for ways around these rules. We can't follow the rules like the way we have been. No, it seems like a lot of clubs in the Premier League ain't following the rules, so I don't see why we should. However, if we are following the rules and we're trying to bring in 3 players in the summer, bro, good luck to the team, because at the end of the day, we're looking at what Nottingham Forest is doing. We're looking at what some of these other smaller clubs are doing. And if their man can do something, but then we're just moving at snail's pace, that's up to us. Me personally, I'm going to be pulling out my hair out, because I don't think 3 players is enough in the summer. And so as far as I'm concerned, our strike force, our attack needs the players the most, as far as I'm concerned, But then we also know that we need a midfielder, especially if Casemiro's going to go. So me personally, I think 3 players is literally impossible. Personally. Yeah, I can't see how that works out. I don't know how you can play with that scenario in your head, even as a joke. Like, I don't even know how, because as far as I'm concerned, if this is what we're doing, people need to be outside Old Trafford with pitchforks and sniper rifles and everything else, trying to get these men on their way out. Like, it's impossible. It's impossible, bro. It's impossible, bro. It's impossible.
Bro, swear to you, bro.
Literally,
I just asked a question based on
the day of the jackal. Remember the day of the jackal, bro? Literally at Old Trafford, my man's there with his sniper rifle trying to pick off the Glazers and Jim Radcliffe on his way out, bro. That's literally what's gonna happen.
Listen, I swear to you, bro. I would love for that to not be even a remote possibility. And I've been real honest, bro. I just asked the question.
No, it's impossible.
You hear why,
it's impossible.
Right? Listen,
I'm ready to make a bet on that. I'm literally ready to make a bet on that. It's impossible.
You're making it seem like I want this to happen, bro. I don't want to bet, because I don't want anybody to feel that I would like to see that happen. Let's just clarify that one time. Right? I'm just thinking, I real positive optimistic all the time, bro. Everybody know I'm the positive optimist here, right? Super positive all the time. But I just can't help but think about the alternate reality where stuff go left or go totally obtuse to what we actually hope and think, right? Because this is how I balance myself in my expectations for Man United, bro. Because just as much as I think, okay, in the most positive outcome, we would have signed 2 or 3 players in this window, 1 DM, 1 left wing back, or maybe 2 left wing back and a DM, because I wasn't too keen on a striker. I think we could have waited for the summer for Gyökeres. That was always me. But I think we needed a left wing back, guaranteed starter, and an option. And if that option is Diego Loni, then sign 2 midfielders, 1 attacking and 1 in the mid, and 1 in the defensive situation to back up Ugarte. That's me. But we didn't. We haven't done anything much so far. We've seen a player go out on loan. Nothing really coming in yet. hopefully something does happen. Man, I'm looking to pay 30 to 35 million for a man Dogu. Now he's good, he looks decent and whatnot, but I be so real, guys. I don't think he's anything better than Alvaro Fernandez. I'm being so honest. I think Alvaro Fernandez is better than this guy.
I don't
By
even
their
think he's
margin.
better than Anthony. I don't even think he's better than Anthony.
Well, well, bro, you already know. I just not going to say that because man, them will say I hate him, and I don't want to sound like a hater. But the recent reports in Germany is that Man United are starting to focus on signing this guy and bring him in before the deadline because it's an easier deal to do. It's a cheaper deal to do. And the report said that Man United, while we have been scouting and making bids for Dogu, there are concerns that we need something else. And while we did sign Diego Leone and there is young Harry Amas, maybe they might need time to develop. And of course, you know, Amorim plays that back three, which is like a back five. Having Diego Leone and the likes of Amas, they could also probably fit in as a left center back as well, which means they would need more time, you know. And Patrick Dogu is the top target so far. There's no agreement. United have proposed £25.3 million for the Dane, but the Syria outfit are reluctant to let him go for anything less than £33 million, guys. £33 million for a 20-year-old developmental player in the left-back situation. And guys, while I'm here for the youngsters and here for development, this guy doesn't strike me as being remotely of the similar value to Lenioro. Now, people could say, well, Lenioro has not been covering himself in glory, but when Lenioro came into this situation, he was a generational defender coming out from one of the best performances of any player and defender across Europe over his maiden season as a starter. So it's one of those things, guys. You know what I mean? For me, yeah, great one. What are your thoughts, bro? Because I first signed in Alvaro, 15 million, £6. I think it's a little bit less. I think it's 16 million euros, but let's just say 15.6 million pounds. You know, we already have 8 million of that money because that was what was paid for him when we sold him. So we're literally adding, let's say, another 8 million pounds to the money and giving them back because we can initiate this deal and it should be quick to do. What are your thoughts, guys?
Listen, big up the man them. I have no fear because Bailey Tech is here, innit? You get me? So
Big up.
bro, first things first, we had a bet, Marken. I said Amad Diallo would get more GA than Anthony and Garnacho combined, bro. You get me? I'm just saying, if Garnacho if Garnacho goes, you better send to my PayPal, bro. You get me? I'll be waiting for that one still. You get me?
Bro, continue with Alvaro now, bro.
And,
wait for the city. These men them pray downfall, bro. The downfall men praying for. Anyway, we will be there. We will be there.
Before I speak on Fernandez, what's with the hot chip challenge, bro?
Sometime this week, I will schedule this stream. I have some things to do.
So did you get it? Did you get it?
Oh?
Did you get it from UK?
Yeah.
Okay. Regarding Fernandez, I prefer Fernandez to Dogu. Dogu is trash, bro. You get me? But Dogu is more versatile because he can play right wing and left wing back. I think you get me. And I think Fernandez can only play left wing back. So, but I prefer Fernandez, me personally. I saw some comp of Dogu on Twitter, and it was good. It was like he was dribbling past players, and I just knew he's trash, bro. You get me? Because when I saw Anthony's comp, I thought we were getting Neymar from. So I wouldn't get Dogu. I would rather go get back Fernandez. Yeah. That's my thoughts. Like every time I say comp of a player who's like very good, just know he's trash. That's what I'm saying. And I've been saying this from the group. I've been saying in the group chat, I don't want this guy. I don't want Dogu. 33 million. I can see a flop coming from a mile away, bro.
I know, bro. I like the guy, but I wouldn't pay 33 million pounds for the guy being so real. I don't care if it's spread over 3 seasons or 4. What's so
good about him? The comps.
But I don't even care about the comps, bro. I be so real. I don't.
He had a stinker in his last game. I'm pretty sure the stinker was not in the comps.
Bro, I don't care about the stinker he had in the last game. I just think at this point, I know the pressure that the fans and the expectation of players. A 20-year-old who's never played in the Premier League. Of course, he's Norwegian, so he's been about. He would know about the situation, and he has talent certainly because the scouts have been scouting him. So he's definitely a talented brother. But to put him into this team that's not performing really well, dealing with a tough time, and let's just say, he's versatile, yes, but he's not versatile, amazing in every position that he could play. I don't think he's a better right winger than Anthony. I don't think he's a better left wing back than Anthony. You know what I mean? From what I have seen, Anthony only left back in one game. It was
saying it's trash.
For Anthony to do that in one game is like one of his best games at left back, bro. If you understand what I'm saying. No, he has kept clean sheets. He has played well. But this is a guy we're going to have to develop. He will make mistakes. He's new to the league. It will take time for him to come in. Alvaro, on the other hand, will cost us 15 million. Of course, like I said, we only actually paying 8 million because they paid us 8 million for him. So the 8 million is there already. You could just give it back to them. And at the same time, realistically, he's been here before. He's had his debut under Ten Hag in the preseason. He's had a couple of games. He's shown his performances. He knows the team. He knows the facility. He knows the conditions of the league. He's top loans in the championship as one of the best performers player this season for Preston as well. This is a young player that coming in and I can tell myself he can start.
Do you actually know that he actually came from Real Madrid? He's actually, yeah. Do people know that?
You know what I mean? It's one of those things. It's just one of those things. I can't see it. I do like the option. I do like the fact that we're scouting and we're looking at different things. But I cannot see myself being happy with Man United spending £33 million for a player that we're going to have to develop. What if he flops? I mean, look at how people thought about Malacia. We paid 12 for him. And I don't think he's better than Malacia when Malacia came in for that £12 million. At that time, I think Malacia was a more composed player, a more ready player, and just as versatile. I just looking at it.
Well, if you're gonna, but the question should be: is currently right now is Malacia better than Drogu? I don't think that Malacia is better than Drogu right now, but however, I don't think that Drogu is better. He's versatile. Don't get me wrong, he's versatile. He can play in different. That's why, because he plays in multiple positions. That's why when people analyze his stats, it's just disingenuous. Because if you're playing right wing, you're playing. So you could potentially play as centre back. You play as a left back. You play as a left winger. You're playing in all these different positions. But then when they're analyzing your play, they're saying, "Oh, you're left back." So it's as if you're playing left back, and it's a bit disingenuous because you're also playing as a winger on multiple sides. It looks like he plays better as a right winger, right? So therefore, he might be used as a left wing back to begin with, but then he might transfer to being a right wing back because that might be his best role in the team, and then we might have to. So there could be a scenario where we bring in both Alvaro and Drogu together, which in some people's eyes could be better because then that means Ahmad has got a secured spot in the 10, and then he doesn't have to go from playing 10 or wing back. He's just got a nailed on. However, to me, I'm just concerned at who we're going to get to play left hand because obviously I'm seeing the links with Nkunku, and while I don't mind Nkunku in the slightest because I actually think he's a good player, I'll be disappointed that we're not going to get one of the best players available for that 10 role, which is Mateus Cunha, in my personal opinion. The strength, the speed, the skill, the finishing prowess of this man, alongside somebody like a Jokeres in the summer, would be lethal for the team, especially with Ahmad in the other 10. And then we have industrious players that get up and down the pitch in the wing back areas, and then obviously to sort out the midfield. I think that will be a big step in the right direction. But I just I hope for the best anyway, because those wing back areas are extremely important. We need energetic, quick, strong players who are very, very, very good at pressing, because Man United is a lazy team. This team is lazy, bro. This team,
Facts.
we're getting outrun by every single team we play. Our physicality is so poor. So yes, if we did sign Alvaro Fernandez, the guy's a big guy, 6'1" or 2, quite big, quite stocky. That will go a long way in terms of improving the physical flooring. Obviously, Diego Leon, he's a big 17-year-old. Drogu, I think he's like 6'2", 6'1", 6'2". He's a very big and quick Nigerian Danish boy. So at the end of the day, we definitely need to improve that physical flooring. Edison would go a long way to improving that physical flooring. And then when you have these types of players in the team, you see a big, energetic Man United, a Gyökeres up front. Yeah, you're now starting to see a bigger team. Yeah, you're now starting to see a team that if teams are rocking up to Old Trafford thinking that they're gonna bully us off the park like Newcastle, yeah, the way they did in the previous game, like that shouldn't be happening. So I would like to see some money being spent in the summer. And like I said, if Jim Radcliffe thinks that he can just bring in 3 players, you stay at the Jackal settings at Old Trafford, literally.
No, I
Like,
mean, it's one of those things. We do lack size and physicality. That much we have to acknowledge. I could acknowledge that as well. I just looking at practicality, because as much as we will be fans, bro, we could look at all the amazing players, but we have to look at the price, because we're not amazing with the price. Yeah, well, we know what Mong and Kunku and Mong gonna do, bro. They just go and continue to fleece Man United on the bench as usual. These brothers and them, I don't know, bro. Like, I don't know who scout these guys. What's the point of bringing in players who being injured for more than half seasons and things like that? That makes no sense, bro. You should just X them off the scouting list. You know what I mean? I just looking at it from a perspective where we don't need any more bodies hanging out in the hospital. It's not a nursing home. It's a football club. You know?
I mean,
So
if he's able to prove his fitness between now and the end of the season and give us performances that lift us and lift us and give us some form of hope, it can be considered. It can't be ruled out completely. However, to now say that, yeah, we're going to spend our hard-earned cash that we get for Garnacho or Rashford and use it to go and buy somebody who a club is trying to get rid of, Dashway, as the Caribbeans would say. We're not trying to do that. We're not trying to do that at all. We're not trying to do that, bro. If a club's trying to throw away trash, like, why are we trying to pick it up and put it in the air like it's gold?
somebody gonna come in and say something about, oh, maybe he could do what he did at Leipzig, bro. He hasn't done it at Chelsea. I don't want to hear about Leipzig. Pick up to Dino in the building, bro. Listen, we need to get to Wednesday very quickly, bro. We need to get to Wednesday. It was interesting. Big up to everybody. Like, you know, I mean, Jay says he would like either. At the end of the day, he liked what he's seen from Dogo. He's been looking at his movements and looking at his games. And yeah, he is a strong guy. He is a hulky kind of guy. Kind of reminds me of the Diego Leone player that we brought in from Paraguay. They have that similar build. They look really strong and stocky up. So it'll be an interesting thing to see how it goes. We do need physicality in that position, but I remind everyone, these athletes, they're not all of them are footballers. You know what I mean? Like, I think we starting to forget that what we class as footballers are athletes with speed and actual footballing ability. You know what I mean? They have all the resident requirements. That's why we call them a footballer. But now it's like they're runners, they're technicians. There's this guy, there's that guy. Bro, it's getting a very, very average up in here, if you know what I'm saying. That's just my honest opinion on it. You know, I be so real. I just think that when we spend money, it should be for value. I think we should always be considered that we have to pace ourselves in how we take this situation with all these young players that we're looking to bring in, and always be understanding that the fan base is not the most patient guys, But anyway, moving on from this guy, there's some recent reports that Manchester United are keen on having this 22-year-old on loan. After sending Anthony to Real Betis, there's been some interesting news about this young talent, and he's been performing really well. His name is Lucien Agueme. He's added to the short list of midfield options. He has been performing really well since he joined Sevilla from an initial loan deal from Inter Milan. It became a permanent last summer, only 8 million euros. So he's not an expensive player, but he has been a regular starter for the Sevillan team, who have been very good over form of the last weeks. He has developed into a strong midfield partnership. He plays alongside Sami Lokonga and Saul Niguez. It's interesting because he's played with two interesting type of the midfielders alongside him. He plays in Spain, so it's relatively a competitive league. He doesn't play for one of the best teams, but he is one of the best performers for his team. He is under contract until 2028, but Man United have been scouting him, and it might be a situation where they might make a move. I can't tell you now, but it's interesting.
I disagree. Maybe what are interested, maybe it's just raising his status for other clubs. I think just now, at this current moment in time, our priority is sadly a left back, and obviously teams knew that for a year, 2 years maybe. Man United's priority has been a left back, left wing back. That's why we're getting fleeced for Dorgu. No, what? Go and pay the money, because in a season time, 2 seasons time, could either sell, if he doesn't work out, we could sell him on a profit or a loss or break even, or either it could be one of the best signings we've had. I think the priority for me is 2 positions at this current moment, left wing back and striker. If we get a loan in, it should be a striker. The best deal we've done so far is probably gone under the radar is Anthony to Real Betis. They're paying 85% of his wages, and that probably gives us a little leeway with bringing in a loan in. And if it has to be a loan, no offence to anybody that's been linked to the club, I think our priority is striker. If we bought in anybody, it would be a left wing back. If we bring in a loan, my priority for me, I think this current time, is someone that could actually score goals, whether it be in Kunku or whoever. We need a proven goal scorer.
How much goals has Kunku scored since coming to the Premier League?
I'm saying whether it be him or not, I don't know. I've not watched Kunku. I focus on Man U mainly, but I think it's just way too much pressure on Rasmus's young shoulders to be, you're the man, you go get the goals, you score the goals, you do this, you do that. I think what he is looking for, he's looking for someone that could go, look mate, calm down, Rasmus, sit on the bench, I'll deal with this. We could swap places, either or kind of thing. But there's not that person. Xerxes is not a striker. He is not a goal scorer. You can see that clearly. He's a link-up player. That's what I think his main threat is. He is a very, very good link-up player. Whether you like him or not, rate him or not, think he's a Man U player or not, he's a link-up player. And I understand the links here.
What's the difference with Nkunku? You're mentioning Nkunku, but Nkunku is no different from Xerxes. And Xerxes score more goals in the Premier League this season than Nkunku.
Yeah, my point is, whether it be, I'm not saying I agree with Nkunku, he's a striker for.
No, but you're talking about a striker, so you could have so many strikers that we could possibly get on loan. You mentioned Nkunku, who's identical to Joshua Xerxes. And you say Joshua Xerxes is not a goal scorer. So I'm just saying
Nkunku's better in front of the goal than Joshua Xerxes. In my opinion. In my opinion.
Maybe in Leipzig, but not in the Premier League.
Yeah, but I'm just saying in general, like even from what I've seen in the leagues that they came from, in terms of like the actual finishing prowess, yeah, I believe from everything that I've seen from Nkunku being in France, from Nkunku being in Germany, like in my opinion, Nkunku's a better finisher than Joshua Zirkzee. Joshua Zirkzee, he only has a limited amount of finishing. Like he likes to finesse finish. Don't get me wrong, he'll get it on target, but he usually strikes it towards the keeper. Now, Nkunku will put it in the corner, he will smash one in, he will he's got a range of finishes that, in my opinion, Xerxes doesn't really have. Don't get me wrong, Xerxes has hold up play, some technical skills and aspects and some other stuff, but I don't think he's anywhere near
Well, you
Nkunku
see,
personally.
the thing
I
is,
just
it's
think
right. No,
Nkunku
but
plays for a team that doesn't suit the way he plays.
you see, the thing is, for me, over the last 2 seasons, he hasn't done it, right? His last season in Leipzig wasn't amazing, and it's becoming a time where it's over 2 years since he really was prolific at goal scoring. Let's be honest, right? No, I'm not saying previously he wasn't a better finisher and all these things, but he has not shown it right now. It's the same thing with Anthony, bro. When Anthony was in Ajax, he was a 5 times better player than he is right now, and he's not showing it. He hasn't shown it for 2 seasons at Man United, 2.5 coming into now. So I look at it from a perspective where, like, I understand. I don't think we were excited. I just think a lot of fans were not paying attention to the fact that a lot of these young players have to develop. Like when Man United bought these young players like Xerxes, Højlund, Euro, they said they're gonna develop these players, but fans think that we in one season these fellas go and develop and we go and start win. In our rebuild, we were supposed to be more patient. So I don't think it's accurate to say that we got excited. Of course, we should get excited for all the signings, but realistically, I think anyone that was expecting these players to be that finished article after 1 season or after 6 months, they're a little bit having too high expectations for these youngsters. Of course, getting Cunha at 10 would be a better option than even looking at Nkunku. Like, I don't think we should.
Yeah,
There are
that's
many
100%.
negatives on Nkunku. So I would take this Cunha guy.
So Mark, going back to what you said previously, right? You said that
it's not about
his last seasons at Leipzig wasn't the greatest, but from what I can see here, the season before last he scored 35 goals, and the season when he left he scored 23 goals. So in total he scored like 70 odd goals.
Right.
For
Leipzig.
Leipzig.
Why I say that is because he spent a lot of time on the injury table in his last season. I think it was like 2 months or 3 months he was injured. Then he came to Chelsea.
But even with the injuries, he still scored 23 goals, even with the injuries.
I would say I roti with more than slide pepper, bro. Dashing some scorpion pepper in the roti, broski. I mean, like, bro,
I'm not dashing in
I'm not
pepper.
saying
This
that
is what I
he's
can
not prolific.
see.
But
This is what I can see on
2
Wikipedia,
seasons,
bro.
It's been 2 years since he's shown that form. I'm just saying, perspective. I'm not taking it away from him. He did what he did in Germany, bro. I'm saying it's been 2 years since he's shown anything remote to that.
Okay, but even this season, as we speak right now, yeah, remember, Nkunku is not favoured by this manager. He's predominantly on the bench. He's got 13 goals, bruv.
Bro, I'm not even, but all right, I wouldn't even talk about them 13 goals against Napkin FC and thing, but hold on there.
Okay, cool.
Because
but we're saying that Joshua Xerxes and him are in the same ballpark.
I don't want to make the excuses for United players that are not favored by the manager or whatnot, or they're not getting game time. Bro, just being so real that over the last 2 seasons, he's not been that prolific. He's been injury prone. It doesn't, the negatives don't outweigh don't equalize with the positives. The positives
this
less.
is the thing, bro. You will hype up Anthony and say that he's going to get mad
Anthony though, bro.
and whatnot.
I don't understand.
Then,
I ain't even hype Anthony. Why Anthony had to come into this tournament?
All right,
bro,
cool. What I'm saying is the only thing that worries me. Listen. The only thing that worries me about Nkunku is his injury record. In terms of his output, yeah, Bruv, he scored 35 goals in one season in Germany.
All right,
The
that's
following
cool. I never
season,
took it
in
away
an
from him,
injury
bro.
hit,
But that's
in an
been
injury
3
hit,
years
in an
ago,
injury
bro.
hit campaign, he
That was
scored
3 years
23
ago, bro.
goals. Yeah, no, in an injury hit campaign, he scored 23 goals. Yeah, the last season at Chelsea, he was injured for the majority of the season. So let's write off that season. But this season, he's on 13 goals and he's not favoured by the manager. So for a man to not be favoured by the manager, to be on track for like near enough 18 to 20 goals, bruv, all right,
But I mean, okay, but listen,
you
right?
gotta give him a bit more
the
respect,
funny
bro.
bit about this, bro, is that
You gotta give
it's
him a
not
bit more
okay.
respect.
Hear me now, bro. It's not Premier League goals. Forget that. I think it's like 2 or 3 Premier League goals. Forget that, bro. The goals wasn't the problem. The problem is an injury-prone player that probably likely to spend 6 months on the bench coming here injured, just like Mason Mount. And
I think
everybody
that's my
said
only concern.
Mason
That's
Mount
my
will
only
be good.
concern.
Well, that's the worst part, bro. Man them in the Premier League more than 18 months and spend more than half that time out injured or out.
Yeah, but I'm saying
Makes no
that's what you
sense.
should be leading with. That's what you should be leading with,
Well, that's
rather
what I
than
said at the
saying
beginning,
that,
bro. And then I said
he's
that
not
he was also
prolific.
he
He's
has
not
not really
prolific.
shown that form in the last 18 months. Because he
That's
has
like,
not.
but you know what you've done, yeah? That's like
Bro, I
me
didn't do
saying,
anything than
that's
say
like,
the facts, bro. Whether or not you take it as a most negative or you take it as it is, bro. I just said the facts, bro. Realistically, in the first season,
yeah,
he
the
was
fact
injured
is
and
he's
out. He
injured,
was not.
but
He didn't really
I
play much
also
games. He didn't contribute that much. In the second
no.
season, we saying he's not favored by the manager. I just not adding all that context, bro, because for me, I'm not going to use it for a Man United player either. Because I'm
Yeah,
not trying to make none of them sound good. I'm just speaking as it is, bro.
You talked as if him and Joshua Xerxes is on the same level. How many
I know,
goals has
but
Joshua Xerxes scored for us? How many goals has he scored for us?
Bro, they're the same profile of player. That's all I said.
Yeah, but how many
Basically,
goals has he scored
forget
for
how
us?
much goals he score. Forget
Yeah,
how
but
much goals Xerxes
that's an
score.
important factor when you're making these arguments,
bro.
no?
You're making an argument on semantics for no reason, right?
No.
Because realistically,
so
bro,
that's semantics. How many goals a striker scored is
come on,
semantics.
bro. You arguing about goals for no reason. We arguing about something for no reason.
If that's semantics, we might as well buy someone who's never scored a goal and just say, oh yeah, but he's a different profile.
Brother.
If that's semantics,
you know, if Joshua
that's a massive part of the
15
context.
goals, right? In the Carabao Cup, we wouldn't be talking about it. You would say Carabao Cup. But this guy
I'll be saying a player scored 15 goals
against some bottom feeder teams, and we arguing about semantics here.
I would, regardless of whether it's a bottom feeder team, you can only
players, bro. I don't want to make it about Nkunku because he's injury prone. 1, 2. In 18 months in the Premier League,
that's the only thing that I agree with you on. That's the only, that's the only actual
I disagree
factual.
with you otherwise, cool.
That's the only actual factual thing, yeah, that I could agree with. But when you're trying to tell me that a player has not been scoring, yeah,
bro,
and then I can see with my eyes.
Count Conference League for Man United players, bro. Man, them don't even count Rasmus goals in Europa League, bro. So I don't understand why we even arguing for Nkunku. He's not a United player, bro.
Who's not counting his goals?
Bro, everybody says Rasmus has 2 goals this season in the Prem. They don't talk about his Europa League goals, bro. So this is why I'm saying I didn't mention it.
No. Why people are rubbishing Rasmus is because Rasmus went 16 games without scoring a goal last season, and then he's now brought even more rubbish of form this season into the league. So that's why
because of Rasmus, it's because of the change in formation and the new tactics from Amorim. That's why he's rubbish, bro.
He was rubbish when the previous manager was there. He was rubbish then as well.
You see, this is the problem.
He was rubbish
when you
there
want to
as well.
rubbish Rasmus, bro, because you don't like him. I
It's
can't
not
say what I have to
don't
say
like
about
him. It's
Nkunku because he's just as shit in my opinion, bro. So let me move on,
fair
bro.
enough.
I just want to move on from this.
Okay, cool.
And it's because it's like, realistically, bro, I'm not saying Nkunku is garbage. I'm just saying over the last 18 months, he's not worth us swapping Garnacho for him.
But what you're actively in a way saying is that if you because this is what's happened in the past, yeah, when we've spoken about shit, yeah. If you make a slight gaffe, yeah, and I find out the information, you don't want me to call you out on it. Normally,
I'm not saying no, bro, but this is not that, bro. This is not that player. And bro, realistically, bro, I never talk. I'm talking Premier League value here right now, bro. And
Okay,
when
so
I talk
so
about
is that the
when
is
I
that
talk
the new
about
narrative
Rasmus,
now
bro,
that we
and
can
man,
only
them
talk
say,
about?
bro,
Is that the
listen,
new narrative now that we
bro,
can only
listen.
talk about people
First
that
of all,
score
bro,
Premier
I
League
don't
goals?
understand why we
So if
talking
that's the
about.
case,
Hold
we
on,
might
hold
as well
on.
forget about talking about every single
Knows,
forward because they haven't scored a Premier League goal. Yeah, they haven't scored Premier League goals. How, in fact, if we bring up, why don't we bring up the top scorers table and then know that maybe the top 3, top 4 players are the only players that we can really talk about. But then, is it realistic that they come to Man United? Is it
you
realistic?
comparing Nkunku, who's like what 26, right, to
He's
Rasmus Højlund,
27.
who's
He's
20.
27.
Right,
Yeah, but
Rasmus
it
Højlund is
doesn't matter.
20,
Rasmus Højlund
21,
is,
right?
but it doesn't
And
matter because a
no,
20-year-old Rasmus Højlund is not
bro,
going to get us into
listen
the
to me,
top
right?
4. Can you not see that?
Okay, let me tell you something, right,
Can
bro?
you not see that he's not getting us into the top
That's
4?
your opinion, right? And I
It's
agree, and I
facts.
don't agree with it.
It's facts.
But bro, everybody
The sample size is there, bruv. It's facts.
Calm
The
down,
sample size
bro.
is there.
Bro, calm down, bro. Because realistically, bro, I don't believe everybody accounted. If people treated all players like they treated Rasmus, bro, half of the players in the squad right now, even Ahmad would not be at Manchester United, bro. So I don't understand why we're making it seem like, bro, young players don't be shit sometimes. Because in Nkunku, at some point, a young player was shit as well. Most of these players at young players, like your Chris, was shit at the same age. Garbage.
That's
he
a
couldn't
stupid
even make
argument.
it in the Premier League, bro.
It's a stupid argument.
No, but that's what I'm saying, bro. But you're bringing it to that because realistically, bro, you was mad that I say Nkunku was just like Joshua Zirkzee, but realistically, they're the same profile of player at the end. Whether he scores more goals or had scored more goals,
no, but you mentioned that the only reason why I said something is because you said that he's
but they are
proliferate.
The same type of player.
Yeah, you mentioned
in the same mold, but he might have more. He might have scored more goals in Germany, but currently in the Premier League in this season, who's performing better? I would say Joshua Zirkzee, bro.
Right.
But one of the other one is not getting really a chance to have a run of games in the Prem.
I don't care about that, bro, because Anthony not really getting a chance to have enough game time consistently in the season. I never made a complaint about that, bro. I never made one. But you bring up Anthony about me rating Anthony, bro. I am not wasting time to say a manager favors a player or not because guess what? In my honest opinion,
a massive
if a player
sample size of Anthony playing in the team and being favored over everybody else.
God, bro.
There's a
when
massive
has this
sample
happened,
size.
bro? You are acting like this man play. But anyway, I'm not even going to go into that because whatever it is what it is, bro. Like for me, bro, I just so real. I don't look at it like that, bro. I look at it from a perspective where every player, bro, had to get game time. Every player had to get minutes. Every player have to perform. Every player have to have the same balance argument, bro. And whether you pay 76 million for a player who's 19 or 20, bro, realistically, if you don't have patience for them to develop, bro, or if you feel because the money they came in for is supposed to be 10 times better, that is fine.
I'm not gonna lie.
Fine, bro.
There's no argument in the world, that you can bring to me. There's no argument in the world. You haven't even let me finish. There's no argument in the world that you can bring to me where a player has the shirts and he's allowed not to perform because of his age. There's no argument that you can bring to me. As far as I'm concerned, we've all established, that this boy should be out on loan. We've all established it.
But that's not the point.
The fact that you're trying to make
what I was saying just now,
he's
bro,
not even in the realm of Nkunku.
Bro,
he's not even in the realm.
What I'm saying, bro. Relax now, bro.
He's not
you're not hearing what I'm saying here because you're so mad about Nkunku, bro, that you're just trying to argue everything right now, which makes no sense, bro. Honestly,
bro.
Because
the only thing I've argued
to one of Jarvis
record.
comments here about the money on a player, and I'm literally saying, bro, that listen, whether or not that is your opinion, that is not what I am saying.
I've only argued his goal scoring record. I haven't argued his injury record or anything
because
else.
Listen, everybody want to talk about Rasmus Højlund being bought for 70-something million pounds and he should be.
I didn't mention it.
That is fine.
I didn't mention it.
But I am talking to Jarvis's comment here on the screen, bro. This is what I'm reacting to right now, bro. And you cut him to tell me about the shirt and this and that and whatever. I am reacting to this comment on the screen, bro.
Okay.
Right? And I'm trying to say that, bro, like, while some people would like to see a player coming for this price and whatnot, bro, listen, realistically, as a buying club, bro, if you pay 100 million for a player, if you pay 60 million, 50 million, bro, that's because you want the player. That is not because the player's actual value. The club who's selling them value. Don't mix that up with the expectant from the player performance. It's madness, bro. This is the worst thing they could ever do to players, especially young players, bro.
You have
can't
to,
because realistically,
Jack
bro,
Grealish got bought for 100 million, so you have to.
And what has he done?
But
he
that's
is
what
now
I'm saying.
starting
You
to
have
come
to
good
mix the
after 4
transfer
years at
value as
Man
well.
City, bro.
You have to mix the transfer value as well. You
Okay,
have
but
to.
look at this.
You
Jack
can't
Grealish
just get rid of
was
it.
not 21, bro.
The value is
He
not
was
on the
not
player.
22, bro. He
No,
was
it's
not
not on the
19.
player. It's not on the player, but it has an effect on their perception. Because if you go on now, let's say we go and spend
Bro,
1 billion.
Okay,
Let's say we go and spend 1 billion on Rasmus, yeah,
bro.
as an example, yeah, because you're now trying to do this thing, yeah.
No,
let's say
I'm
we go
not trying
spend
to
1
do
billion
anything.
on
Let me finish
Rasmus.
first before
Yeah?
you try to argue with my again, bro. I ain't even finished, bro. The problem is I keep trying to explain. The kind of players that you want to compare Rasmus with, they are all 3 years older than him. They have more time to develop, and they should be expected that because guess what? They are not young players. When you pay for a player who's above 23 years old, whatever price that you're paying for them experience, bro. Because at that point, the experience, it's not like, you see how man them want to say Marcus Rashford is young at 26, 27, 25, and think,
Who's saying that? Who's saying that?
Lots of men them say these things, bro. But you see, just because they want to rubbish young players, they say those things. So they will call Rasmus a young player. They will compare Jack Grealish to Brian Højlund, which for me, I will never compare because Jack Grealish is a big man. He's 26, 27 years old, bro. He's supposed to be better, but we don't rubbish him. We don't rubbish Pep for making that poor signing. You understand what I'm saying?
Multiple people have brought this up many a times.
Yeah, but it's bad.
It's because he's not playing for Manchester United, but multiple people have brought this up that Jack Grealish cost 100 million. Multiple people have brought this up that Declan Rice has cost 100 million. Multiple people have brought the price tags up of the guy Enzo Fernandez at Chelsea. Multiple people have brought these price tags up. Once you get bought for a certain price tag, and you don't do the things that people expect you to do for that type of price tag quality,
does not make them right.
It doesn't make it right because if Man United decide that they're gonna buy Mark Hen, MUFCFAN for 100 mil, all the fans are gonna be like, what? Like what? Like his Wikipedia is shit though. And
exactly.
Then once they start seeing you have stinker after stinker after stinker after stinker,
and that's fine.
It's only right that people rip up their season ticket because of your signing, bro. It's only right,
that is fine. But hear me. You're not hearing me, bro, because that's not the argument I'm making. Listen to what I'm saying, bro, because I'm not making that argument. But what I'm saying is whether you have a right to say what you have to say, everybody have a right to their opinions and to speak their minds, bro. There are billions of opinions every second. It ain't special either way. You know what I mean? Not mine, not anyone. I mean, everybody have an opinion and everybody's opinion is equal, bro. So what I'm saying is this, while we could be that, right? And while we can do that, has that ever helped us? No, it has not. And nobody can tell me it has. Because we were not this type of fan base under Alex when we were successful, bro.
But we were running better. We were running better.
We were running much differently.
We ain't getting players that are raw talent. Hold on.
That is not what I'm talking about. Because it had many flops under Sir Alex, bro. Let we not act like he didn't sign 15, 20 flops, bro. In the time I was watching Sir Alex, bro. Real men flop like Bebe. Bro, I could list out players that flop at Man United.
Yes, but was Bebe ever brought in to be the guy?
Stop. Forget it. That is a different circumstance, bro. This is the problem. Circumstance and context, bro. You cannot compare players in different teams and then say, well, he wasn't that. He was in the team. The problem is we are here right now, bro. And we have to accept that we are here right now. And man, them have to realize, bro, that their expectations in a rebuild is ridiculous in the sense that you cannot expect a player who come in at 20 years old, whether the club wrongfully paid 76 million or the club wrongfully paid 84 million. That don't make sense. Because realistically, we go and kill a player with pressure and finish the player before he even get to develop. So let's just say, okay, we expect him to score 20, 25 goals, but we know he's not that player.
Why are we
What
trying to take
doing?
but the thing
Because
is, yeah, at the
you
end of the
want him
day,
to develop so he could be successful, bro.
but that's not how it works, though.
That's how it has to work.
No, but you're trying to put an ideal. You see, the thing is, yeah, sometimes in life, yeah,
I trying to put reality into perspective.
You're saying you're trying to put reality into this to perspective, but then whilst trying to distort reality. And what I mean by that is reality. This is Manchester United Football Club. Reality. Yeah, reality is, yes, we have an inexperienced striker up front, but now where the distortion of the reality is when people are questioning whether he's good enough to be leading the front line, and then you're screaming, oh, but this player's older than him, that player's older than him.
That's clearly your interpretation, bro. Because that's a different problem.
Who cares?
Bro,
nobody cares. Yeah, this is Manchester United, not young player.
That
Fresh
is your
FC.
opinion, and your opinion is X. I have never said he should be leading the line for Man United. What I have said is that you should not rubbish him because he's not ready to lead the line for Man United, and he has no choice but to, because the situation the club put him into. That is two different things.
So if I steal something because I'm poor, if I steal something because I'm poor, right?
Jesus Christ.
That's like saying I shouldn't be tried as a thief, yeah, because I'm already poor.
That is mad. That is not the same thing.
I haven't been given the opportunities. I haven't been given the opportunities to get myself out of poverty.
Nowhere, bro.
No, we're not gonna go nowhere because we're not gonna go nowhere because we're not gonna go nowhere because you're trying to say that we shouldn't judge the players.
No,
like what's that all about?
See, that's different. I'm trying to say stop abusing players, bro. Stop rubbishing
Who's abusing the players?
Because they don't like them, bro. Everybody
who's abusing the players? You're saying I'm abusing him. What all I said is that I just don't think he's good.
So why are you acting like if I'm saying you? And the reality is, it's not made us successful. It's in the last 5 to 10 years, bro, no young players developed at the club for one reason, and that one reason alone. They are under too much pressure. And regardless of what the club
that's not true.
Should not, bro, is the facts, bro.
It's not true.
Bro. Anyway, we could sit down here and argue it's not true. But then if you could prove to me any young player that has came into this team and after year continuously improved playing in the first team. But
you're saying that's the number one source of why they haven't improved.
No, I'm telling you that's not true. Reason. You want to blame other things and rubbish it? Cool, fine. But the reality is, bro,
how you play is down to you.
For the last 5 years,
how you play is down to you. We can't now start blaming the fans and saying,
brother, let me tell you something, bro.
This guy didn't improve because of the fans.
Okay, all right, cool.
Come on, bro.
You
can't stick it all on. You can't stick all the blame of someone else's performance at the fans' doorstep. You can't do that.
Bro, let me tell you something, right?
Rasmussen's performance is down to him.
It's so hard for you to just understand that part of the reason players are fail is not just on the club alone. It's not just on the player. Everything has a collective. The environment, we part of the environment that is make the atmosphere around the club. We are part of the ethos around the club because of all the things we see on social media. We are part of everything, bro, right? So all the positives and all the negatives, we are all part of it. Everything. Everyone is a full circle here, bro, right? So you can't just feel that, oh, suddenly we are the lifeblood, but we don't drive this or we don't drive that or we are not responsible, or partly anyway. Everybody, we have to share responsibility, bro, because at the end of the day, we are the fans that support this team. So I can't see us not supporting players in the team, but expecting them to develop and get better and better week in, week out, playing better performances week in, week out. I'm not saying you're wrong or fans are wrong for criticism. But there's a point where criticism is be okay, and there's a point where there's be a bit extreme. Because we literally, if you know, what I'm trying to say is, if you know a player is not ready, right, then why draw him against the comparison of a ready player who spent 5-6 years developing to get to where he is, where this player wasn't able to as yet because of age or whatever.
No,
it makes no sense to me, bro.
The thing is, yeah, you keep on talking as if, yeah, the level that Rasmus has shown, considering that he has the shirt, yeah, You keep on talking as if the level that Rasmus has shown that other people weren't able to show, either the level that he's showing or way above when they were younger. And to me, it's a myth. It's a myth. It's a myth. Like, don't get me wrong. There are many players that have performed at his age in a team. The problem is, yeah, for whatever reason, like, I thought he had certain attributes, right? But then it's like, yes, he does have a lack of confidence. Yes, he's not making certain runs. Yes, I do see multiple deficiencies in his game. But at the end of the day, yeah, at the end of the day, I cannot lie to myself and say that if we had better quality players, that going forward we'll be doing a whole lot better. And that is our problem right now.
You see, that's not even what I'm saying, bro. That's to tell you how we're on two different spectrums right now. Because realistically, I'm just saying, all the players that we want right now at 20 was shit. Worse than him. Chris was shit at 20 years old. At 21, even more shit, right? But we want him now. And all I'm trying to say is, he's not that guy. He's not ready to lead the line at United. But doesn't mean he's shit. He's not ready. He doesn't have the experience to lead a Manchester United line. As a striker, he doesn't have it. He should not be in this situation. Does not mean he doesn't have good qualities for a developing striker at the age of 20 years old going to under 23.
But I don't disagree. I don't disagree.
This is my point. Let me finish.
Bro, I've never disagreed with that. I've never disagreed with it.
Because I ain't get to finish, because realistically, bro, we will keep coming back to the shirt, and he has the 9, this, that, and the other. That is not my point. I'm not talking about that. The fact that he in this situation, I blame this on the board. And I blame this on Omar Barada and them this season, because why? They had a chance to bring in a senior striker this summer, and they chose not to. So let's not talk about...
No, I agree with that. I said this multiple times. I said it's not even Rasmus's fault. Yeah, I said this is not even Rasmus's fault, because they obviously know what level he's playing at, and they've decided not to bring in a proper senior striker. I've said these things on the stream multiple times. My only argument is
this is why I wasn't arguing with that part.
They've said that he's the guy, and that's my only argument.
They said when they bought Rasmus Højlund, they're bringing him here for the future to develop. They never said he's that guy. They said they want to develop into that. I could go back and tomorrow.
I'm not disagreeing with that. Because they've given him the shirt. They've given him the shirt.
That is not our problem. That is not his fault. United are wrong for that, bro. And that is the problem. And realistically, bro, we could sit here and talk about 10 other strikers, bro. If I could bring up all them strikers, bro, at Wolfsburg at 21 years old, Osimhen played 16 games, he hadn't scored a goal or had an assist. Look at what he's doing. What he's doing now. But the problem is, everybody wants something better right now, and that is fine. We should have something better right now.
What's wrong with that, though? What's wrong with that? Why are you trying to defend? Why are you trying to bring down somebody who's...
No, I'm not bringing down anybody.
Now.
I'm showing you a comparison of development, bro. And everybody has a problem with me saying this, because guess what? Their feelings get hurt because they
no, everybody's aware of it, but it's like bringing a nonsensical argument.
If you was aware of it, bro, if they were aware of it, they would not rubbish a Man United player in the same situation for no reason. You can say that he's not ready. You can say that
why do you see that as no reason?
Because if you have knowledge, hear me out, right, on this. If you have the knowledge that a player came to United to develop, which would take 3 years, let's just average it, 3 years, right? And say that. Then you cannot tell me in year 1 and 2, you saying, bro, this guy is shit, because look at this guy who is the finished article doing it week in, week out, and he can't do it. And this is the current situation all around Rasmus Højlund. They'll bring 10 different strikers, all of whom 4 to 5 years older than the brother, had 4 to 5 years more game time in a top league, going through the mistakes, making the chances, not having the opportunities, having the opportunities, and are experienced. And all
But
this brother need
this
is to
got
get
called
the
out on the
experience.
previous stream. This got called out on the previous stream
What's that?
because the argument was, is Rasmus even better than the people in his age category? And then multiple strikers got brought forward to the table in his age category, and he's not better than any of them. So when we start talking about is like when we start talking about is this guy as good as he's meant to be? The answer is probably not, and the answer is he could still be way better in the future. But the problem is he is the guy now. He is the main man now. It's
Yeah,
only
that's two
just
different things, bro.
it's only just the last couple of games where the manager said, you know what, this guy, maybe he's not confident right now, even though I've been favouring him, and he's been dropped for Xerxes, and rightly so. But even Xerxes, in my opinion, is not necessarily the answer. So, in my
But
opinion,
we agree there.
I don't care what the club has to do, but I'm happy to sell one of them, if not both of
Bro.
them, because I just don't think that going forward, like, they're gonna do anything for this club.
Bro, listen. When Mason Mount get the number 7 shit, bro, I already know what time it is. Because it have fans who still here happy to wait for Mason Mount to prove good. But
Nah,
the same
man,
fans,
he needs to go.
same fans will say Rasmus should be sold. You know what I mean? I just keeping it a buck 100, you know, because a lot of fans is chat and talk about things and about it being fair. But realistically, bro, I just look at it from a perspective where I could see what position and where players are in this moment, and relatively comparatively to what we want in this moment, them not being that for whatever reason, it might be valid. So I just move it aside. Because realistically, bro, as a club, as a top club, bro, Rasmus shouldn't be in this situation. Garnacho shouldn't be in that situation. Not even Ahmad should be in that situation. He should
No,
be
I agree.
starting games 60 minutes, coming
I
off.
agree.
Keep
I
himself
agree.
fit, keep himself hungry.
I
Development.
agree.
And this is
I
the
agree with
problem
you.
with fans. I mean, Ahmad is doing amazingly, bro. And right now, he is that guy. Bro, I pray so well. Bro, every day I pray that this brother don't ever have a bad patch. Because I don't want him to go through what Garnacho going through now. I don't want him to see what Manu went through last summer. You know what I mean? Because this, bro,
Manu, what happened to
crazy.
Manu? Manu was
You
good
forget
last
when
season.
the
It's this
English
season.
press write about Black Ice over when he was playing for England?
Okay, yeah, the
Bro,
racist stuff. All right, fair enough.
them kind of madman thing, bro. You know what I mean? You can't do these young players, bro. They need time, and whether they come for best price tags or not, bro. For the first, João Felix wasn't amazing. João Neves, I mean, when he went to PSG in his first 10 games, he wasn't amazing, bro. He took time, got into the system, and now he's one of the best performers. And realistically, bro, I would love for Hoyland to have gone on that same kind of trajectory as it is, but he just didn't. So while I could compare him to other 21-year-olds his age, they might have been more fortunate situations in a team where they might be getting more service or whatnot or what have you. Circumstances are different. The realities are
No,
different for a
they're
team like
just
Man
more better
United to
players.
another smaller team.
They're just more
And I
better
just
players.
say, you know what? It's time. We need to push that aside for now because, bro, most clubs and most players at other clubs will never have the pressure and expectation to win like on a Man United.
No, I can agree.
Very few clubs have the same.
I can agree
same level
with
of
you,
pressure.
but Manchester United is. You see, when a man fixes his lips to say he wants to play for Manchester United, yeah,
I agree with you there. I'm not
you
going to disagree
you already know, regardless of whatever their age is, you already know that you're coming to a club where the expectations are sky high. Yeah, if you perform shit, it's gonna be on you. Rasmus, when he first came in, I remember when this guy first came in, and I remember the interviews that he gave and everything else. Yeah, bro, that guy, the way he spoke, yeah, he made me believe. You know, he made me believe, yeah, that this guy has got ice in his veins. He made me believe this, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I listened to the guy and they spoke about the pressure and everything else, and this guy spoke so confidently. Yeah.
Bro,
So
all
right
of them has been
now,
confident before.
yeah,
Them need the
okay,
fan
cool,
base.
but he's crumbled under the pressure, and rather than like, okay, cool, I give you even though I don't like to do things like this, I give you the first season. The first season you landed and you're quite young. Everyone can kind of see this, yeah. But for me, I just think that the pressure, either the pressure or the lack of improvement, or I don't know what he does on his off days, or if he's one of those guys who's keen to learn and staying behind. I don't know what his situation is, but I just know that the kid is sliding backwards. The kid is sliding backwards on his previous
Yeah,
season.
that's not his
That's
own
what I
fault,
can see.
bro. That's not his entire fault. You
We
see,
could
because here why, right?
it's the club's fault,
It's not
or
just the club, it's the players around them fault too, bro,
we,
because
you know,
realistically,
like,
it's a
do
team
you know, like
sport.
when I was growing up, yeah, I was growing
Mm,
up in Brixton, yeah,
mhm.
in London, in Southwest London,
Bro, they had the worst Trini food I've ever had in my life in
yeah,
England. And it's
yeah,
expensive as shit.
big up to Brixton
Big
anyway,
up to
yeah.
Brixton. Have a
But
nice
yeah,
party spot though.
yeah, they have a few. It's a place that never sleeps in London. If you ever go to Brixton, yeah, like there you will see hordes of people walking up and down, yeah, the street, yeah, at like 2, 3, 4 a.m. Yeah, it's crazy. But when you grow up in an environment like that, yeah, it's like if you join a gang or you start doing some mad stuff as a person, right? In a way you could say, oh yeah, because of the environment that you were in, um, these are the circumstances of why you ended up going down that path. But at the end of the day, it's up to you what path you decide to go down. Now, cool. You play for Manchester United, you're 20 years old, you grew up in the area that you grew up in the country that you came from, you moved away from your home from a young age. He was playing for an Italian club. Okay, fair enough. The pressure isn't as high, but you were like third or fourth choice striker over there. You were developing yourself. You were scoring some goals, and then Man United come calling big price tag. In your mind, you're gassed. They've given you the shirt. You know, they've made you the guy, and okay, cool. First season, even though it weren't the greatest, it weren't the worst in the world, we could just chalk it up to you being a young player. But now it's down to you to take the shirt by the scruff of the neck and say, do you know what? I'm going to be that guy this season. For whatever reason, they've said, Rasmus, you're the guy, and now you're not the guy via performances, which is fine. Yeah, and like I've always said, I don't want to keep saying that a player's this and a player's that. Yeah, and I've already said that it's the club's fault why he's in this position, because it's not necessarily his fault.
His teammates as
But
well had to blame too, you know, bro. Swear.
yeah,
Because man, them don't.
I
I'm
don't
being
know.
so real to you, bro. Not to
I don't
cut
know.
you, but I was in that stadium last night, right? The other night, watching that game, and I was so pissed off with some of these situations because, you know, we have a striker, right? And a striker who quicker to the ball, who could run onto a ball, who could beat the defenders for pace. And the man them not really passing him the ball. They're using him as a decoy more 90. Bro, like the men them in the Stratford then was upset. There was like Rasmus is a decoy. Because realistically, bro, we could say all what we like about the player, but if the team don't try to help play him into the game and communicate with him, like we just blame Rasmus for his runs, but it's not Rasmus running. The players could see him that find him, and we don't blame the players for being unable to find him. We say Rasmus not running for them running into positions, bro. Half of the times, men them crossing the ball, shit, and I'm telling you, bro, they just make a shit ball, but it looked like if they was putting it for Rasmus when realistically he was never running there, and they still put it there when they could have put it where he was running. They just didn't, right? And this is why I would say this, bro. In my honest opinion, when we blame Rasmus, bro, the men them playing left and right and behind him are to take blame with him because they're not supporting him. And as a team, if you don't support your teammate, and your job is not, none of them fellas, brother, none of them job is to score goals. The primary job of the striker is to score goals. Their primary job around him is to supply him. So no matter what man them want to say, If them brothers not giving him 10 to 15 passes a game each, they're not doing their jobs. Because guess what? They're hanging him out to dry. And this is what upsetted me the most. Because we don't criticize none of the players for not being able to find him. And when we had wingers and midfielders back in the day, we used to find our strikers, bro, wherever there was. We have wingers and midfielders today that can't find our strikers. And I blame Bruno the most for it, but you know what? Out of all of them, he's passed the man the most. The rest of them, just use him as a decoy all the time.
But
and
you know one thing I was
the most
saying?
frustrating thing.
Do you know one thing I'll say to that, right? Is also, I can agree with you that they're not trying to find him that much. But then I can also go back to Almarin's comments and saying that it's a collective fault, right? And Rasmus is also in that fault. Now, my personal opinion from what I've seen, just from assessing the way he plays and everything else, yeah, I do believe that it's that situation where, you know, when you're playing with friends and stuff, and you got a player that you don't really fancy on your team, and you try to find, you only try and find him unless you have to. You don't really try to find him because you just don't rate the way he plays or whatever. So maybe collectively as a team, people have done the Vinicius Junior treatment where Marcelo was when Benzema was telling Marcelo stop passing the ball to him because he's playing against us. Yeah. So maybe that's the situation in the dressing room where collectively the team have said, yo, this guy is just rubbish. Yeah. So I don't like whether that's right or wrong, because on Rasmus's day, he showed that he's got a finish in his locker, very cultured, beautiful finish in his locker. However, the guy doing it every now and then is still not equating to being the guy in the team that is going to lead the line on and everything else. So it's not right, but it's not entirely wrong.
But I will tell you this, right? If it was me, any player who had a problem, who I felt, I'll sell them immediately. I kick them out of the squad. Because they are the problem with Man United.
You kick players out of the squad in famous of Rasmus. You kick
it's not about that. You see, that's your problem. You thinking about it as this player for that player. I thinking about it as, bro, this is not your job. And if you want to play with people who you like, then go and kick football in the park, bro, in your spare time. But here, this is work. And United losing games. And the biggest problem is, bro, the men them not winning games, bro. And they're collectively thinking, oh, maybe I don't want to pass to this guy because I don't think he's good enough. Bro, you're not even winning us games consistently enough to say you could afford to do that shit, bro. So the fact that we're trying to say, well, it's okay because, you know, some men them and these men them might be better ballers than him. No, bro. The mentality too small to be at Man United. And they shouldn't be here. Because here what? That means those guys who think like that, they're selfish. Because they think they know better than the coach. They know better than Amorim. They supersede in Amorim's decision, because when Amorim starting 11, bro, that's your teammate. You have to pass the ball to him. And your job, and the worst part is he is the striker. Your job is to pass the ball to him. That's why you're getting paid. You're not getting paid for anything else, you know, but to create for this guy. But you're not doing it because you don't like the guy. You think you're better than him. Bro, I be so real. I don't care.
I don't necessarily think it's a not like. I think they just don't think he's good.
The main point is, if that was any one of them in that situation, which it might have been in certain situations, they should never do it to somebody else, bro.
But can you imagine a scenario, right, where you're not passing to one of your best players or one of your most effective players? Can you imagine a scenario where you yourself is playing football and you know a man's good and you know a man will do something when you give him the ball and you're actively not trying to give him the ball? Like, in what scenario, even if you don't even like the guy like that, when you step
I
out
used to
onto
do
the
that,
field,
bro.
yeah.
I
No,
used to
but
do
when
it
you
as a
step
youth
out
man,
onto
bro.
the field, yeah, but you wouldn't. Would you do that at the expense of not winning a game?
You see, well, the problem
Because
is,
I wouldn't.
yeah. Let me explain you something, right? The problem is, there's a hindsight answer in the sense that you might tell yourself when you didn't do it, well, you still win the game. You might tell yourself when you didn't do it, the player, you're right because it didn't affect the game. But realistically, you don't know what would have happened if you had played the player in. You just assuming that he would not do the job. And this is why I'm saying, bro, this is not the mentality Man United players should have right now in this team. Because none of them, I mean, really and truly, bro, which one of them more has been consistent over 2 seasons, in the last 18 months? None really, bro. None of them have the ability they could do that. None.
But then this
None.
is why we need to get rid of. This is why I'm in favor of getting rid of because it's broken. Whatever's going on at the team is broken. However, just because we're advocating for, oh, yeah, but no matter what, whether the guy's good or not, you should be passing to him. I don't disagree that they should not be passing to him. I think they should. They should be passing to him. However, I personally think, that he's going to look far worse than he does if they just keep passing it to him. I just personally think that because I've already seen that when he does get the ball, when the attacks keep breaking down and everything else.
That's because he's only getting one situation, and that's not the ideal situation for him to get the ball all the time. The only time he does get the ball is in that one moment consistently, bro.
Yeah, but isn't that the way the team is set up to play?
The team have more. That's not wait. No, bro. Because when he does get the ball and he does pass it off and he makes his run into the box, which happens more times a game, because sometimes when he don't carry the ball out, he's still the striker running into a position, right? So more times per game than he get the ball to hold up, there's be opportunities where he making runs in the box. Besides that, more times than just that. And he don't get the ball because the players sabotaging we, bro. Because their choice, right, is here what? I not go and pass to him because I don't think he good enough. But yeah, I not go and do anything because what I'm going to do now, we still not getting a better solution from. And that is the problem. Because realistically, bro, I was at that game on Thursday and I was like, bro, some man them had a shit first half, bro. And men them not even criticizing him like they criticized Rasmus when he came on for our last 30 minutes, bro. When for the entire first 60 minutes, man was doing shit, the same shit whole game. And it's like, I just look at it like, if we like our player, we don't criticize them as much as we should. We don't criticize them for doing the wrong things week in, week out. You understand? And we will look at some players because, we fed up with them or whatever, and we will blame them for the fact that they're not even being played into the game when it's part of the game. Like, this is why Sir Alex, let's say, if you don't pass to Van Persie, and Van Persie could have come to United and flop, bro. He could have flopped. Not saying that he would have, just saying. They had to pass to that guy. You wasn't playing.
But I don't
maybe
think that's
Amorim
when he
need to do.
initially first came. I think he gave it some games, and then the manager called a meeting and he said, listen,
Right.
yeah, I don't because they weren't trying to find Van Persie when he first came.
And
so the manager
since Ten
sat them
Hag left,
down and
bro,
said, whoever
they
don't
even
pass to
less.
him is going to get dropped.
Well, since Ten Hag left, bro, they're not trying to find Rasmus at all. Because the amount of passes he received in the last 15 games, as opposed to the first 15 games, is a fraction, bro. Which is so weird, bro.
Yeah, but you can't.
In a system,
the runs that he's making, is not good.
No, that's not where this work. This is the problem with you, man. Yeah, man. Before you jump in, Timber, the problem is you're supposed to find a striker. The striker not supposed to find the ball. You gotta find him with the ball, bro. So you can't blame his runs. You gotta blame the players who can't pass the ball where they know he gonna be. Because they're supposed to learn him to put the ball in for him. It's not the other way around, bro. We treating this guy like a dog with a bone. when really and truly, right, he is the bone, and the men them with the dog supposed to find him. We doing the wrong things. The concept of him being at fault for runs is foolish. At some point, you have to realize that you're going wrong in a circle, and you're not ever getting out of the loop. Now, realistically, I'm not saying that he don't need to experience. He needs to get better. He needs to make better runs as well. But our players need to be better footballers enough to find this brother, bro. And they can't be great players if they can't find this guy wherever he making runs, because clearly they're not going to find Gyökeres if he was making the runs. Or if they go and find Gyökeres, it's because maybe they get told they have to give this guy the ball. But what if we get Gyökeres, bro, and they're still not passing him the ball like all thing, and he's struggling? We're going to go on. Because this going on
the
for
manager
years.
will drop them though. The manager, because
Well,
the
but
thing is that
he's not dropping them now.
yeah,
He's
but
not dropping
the thing
them now.
he's not in a position to drop, bro. You
Yeah,
have
he
to
is.
understand. He's
He
already
is,
dropped.
because they're not
He's
supplying the
already dropped
striker.
Marcus Rashford. He's already dropped Marcus Rashford, and to a certain extent,
What are you
he's
talking about
dropped.
Marcus Rashford? He didn't play about 8 games, bro. We're not talking about Rashford. Forget Rashford.
No, but
He didn't play
that's
8
what I'm
games.
saying. But
And in
he
the
would
last
have
8
been.
games, we have players who not doing what they're supposed to be doing. Not Rashford. We're talking about in the last 8 games, bro. Especially,
Bro,
because in the last 8
there's
games,
only so many people. There's only so many people you can drop out of the team.
yeah, well, I
Yeah,
mean,
he's already dropped
why not?
Marcus Rashford.
So
He
wait, just
drops.
wait.
No, but that's what I'm saying. You can't drop the whole team. The guy still needs to get results. You
Bro.
can't. Listen to what I'm saying. Yeah, Amorim does not yet have the power to now disrupt the whole dressing room because of one player. He doesn't.
One player, bro. It's because I'm Man United, bro. We talking about one player.
Okay, drop them all then. Drop them all then.
Bro.
Drop them all then. Drop them all
No,
then.
because
Then
listen,
what?
right? Listen,
Then
right?
what?
Listen, hear me, bro. Right? And this is just
Think about what you're saying, bro.
yes,
Drop
I'm thinking
them all
about what
and
I'm
then
saying,
what?
bro. And according to you, because okay, and you see, this is why I don't like to say this, bro, because man, them will not look at it objectively in what
I've
the
looked
point I'm
at
trying
it,
to
but I'm
convey.
saying he's
Now, okay,
dropped.
hear me.
He's
Let me
dropped
finish.
Garnacho. He's dropped Rashford.
If you
Yeah.
have a
What are you
winger,
gonna do? Drop Ahmad now. So who's gonna play now? When you
anybody who
drop,
go and supply Rasmus, bro, because
bro,
that's their
but
job.
okay,
That
cool.
is their job. Priority 1, supply the
Okay,
striker.
cool. But this is why you can't be a DOF and you now can't be a manager.
Exactly. Because I would
you're
do the right
willing,
things.
you're
and I
willing
would
to
get
drop,
better
you're willing
results,
to
bro.
drop all your first team.
No,
You're
I'm not
willing to
dropping
drop
all
all
my
your first team
I'm dropping
to
anyone
boost
who doesn't play good football.
Rasmus and Anthony's GA. You
Bro,
want to drop your
you
whole
hearing
first team.
yourself? Are you hearing yourself, bro? I am not even, bro. Listen to me, right, bro? First of all, I am looking at it from the perspective that we would score 10 times more goals if we played the whole team into the game, right? If everybody just did their jobs. I don't know why men even talking about Anthony. But anyway, all I'm trying to say is this. If a player doesn't do his job, drop him for the next game, whether or not we have to lose or not, because we probably going to lose anyway, right? Because guess what? Guess what, bro? These same man, them you considering undroppable, bro, in the last 5-10
There's
games
no
they
one
play,
that's
they've had,
undroppable.
okay, hear me.
But you
In the
can't
last
drop the
5-10
whole
games they
team.
played.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly, bro. But what I'm
You
trying to say is this.
only make examples.
If these players...
You can make examples, but you can't drop the whole team.
You can't drop the whole team. But the two most important players is the left 10, the right 10, who's supposed to pass the ball to the striker because they are the closest to him, right? So whichever one is not doing it, drop them for the next game, put someone else.
And to a certain extent, the ones that ain't following there might be some slight variations in how certain people follow the instructions, but the ones that have not been with the change have literally been dropped. We've seen it before your own eyes, but my argument is not to throw the baby out with the bathwater. You can't drop the whole entire team in favor of one guy. Now,
you see that you changing the argument into something is not because listen to me, I'm not talking about drop the whole team for one guy, right? Hear me and stop trying to make a defensive argument to make it seem like we favoring one player, bro. At the end of the day, just as much as Mandem wanted Ahmad to start, it's just as important for Mandem to want Ahmad and other players to find Rasmus in the box. Stop blaming Rasmus for the fact that these fellas not good enough to put the ball into him and find him where he going. Because realistically, bro, that's how I just look at it. If they can't find him in the box, they're not good enough to find him. They don't have the passing range to find him. After 10 times,
That's like saying if you don't find me attractive. That's like saying if you don't find a woman attractive, then you're gay.
Here what's going on. You watching sample size, but you're not considering this sample size. If in 20 games Rasmus making runs, and in 20 games that we say we have 120 runs, and you only find him 15 times, who fault it is? The striker or you putting the ball in the wrong place? Who fault it is? It had to be you, because you is the one on the ball looking at what's happening and have to pass the ball. So you putting the ball somewhere no one is. It's not the striker, because you're not putting the ball where he going to be. And that is the problem. You putting the ball where you want it to go. And that is wrong. That is not football. Football don't work like that. You have to put the ball where the player is going to be, not where you want him to be. And that is make the difference between a world-class baller like David Beckham, who will find a man anywhere. You can put him in the back of the church and he will bend it wrong the church and he will land on the man's foot, bro. Because guess what? He know where he putting it where the player will be. He not putting it where he wanted to go. You understand? It's a big difference, bro. And this is why I'm looking at it from this perspective, because if you look at the last 20-something games we played, we keep focusing on one opinion. This brother runs, not getting past service. His runs is shit. But here the problem. Why we can't look at it from the other side? Like, bro, so you telling me these players so good around him that out of 100 passes, they could only find him 10 times? They can't be that good, bro. Because here what's going on, right? It's not one person playing here. And when he running, he not on the ball. And if I is a footballer and I can't find my teammate in FC 25, bro, it's my fault. I pass the ball into a defender, or I pass the ball into a space where no one is. So how is not the other guys around Rasmus who fault it is they can't find him, bro? Oh, because why? We think they're better players. Maybe they're not that good. Maybe they're just not that good. Because realistically, if they were that good, they would find Rasmus wherever he goes, bro. Temba, let me hear what you have to say. We close any show in 5 minutes. So you and Bailey will close. I talk enough today.
No, what I want to say is this, man. I kind of understand what both of you are saying. One thing I've been saying that I always say this: Ronaldo scoring 17 goals at United was a miracle. We have seen this same thing right now with Cavani. We've seen it with Martial. We'll see it with with Ronaldo himself, whereby he makes the run, the pass does not go to him, and camera will be on him being frustrated. And people say Ronaldo is the one holding the team back is the problem, forgetting that we have seen this before. Now, I cannot understand what Bailey is saying, because I've seen Rasmus Højlund also making the wrong runs. Against Liverpool, there was a pass Dalot gave to him, a cross Dalot gave to him. Instead of him approaching the ball, he went behind Van Dijk. And I was asking, how would the ball pass Van Dijk to meet you behind Van Dijk? But we are here talking about Rasmus. If they had a senior striker who is experienced, who we will learn from, we will not be yet saying this right now. We will not be here. People, I was on the chat group right now, people were telling me, saying Garnacho is rubbish, is this, is that, get him out of this club. I said, that Garnacho, whatever you're calling rubbish, if Garnacho was playing for Brighton or Burnley and is putting the numbers he's putting for United, making those runs he's making against players, people will be shouting, he's cooking, let's get him into the club. Let's get him to the club. Sometimes people just need to understand that these guys are kids. The mistake has been made. You bought Rasmus for 72 million. Now it comes with a big price tag. And when you were signed for 72 million, people want to see results. They want to see results. Rasmus, for me, I think it does makes those wrong roads. I've picked it. And this is the reason why players like Ronaldo, Harry Kane, scores more goals. And this is why I would always take Zexi over Hoyland. Not that I'm saying Zexi is better than him when it comes to scoring ability, but there's more to Zexi game than Rasmus.
I find you
Zexi.
be disingenuous with that comparison, but I'll leave it to go.
No, I'm just trying to
No,
make
you're
sure
being
that
disingenuous
what I'm saying.
because Ronaldo didn't start as a striker, bro. He started as a midfielder.
I know, Mark. Okay, I mean, watch Hurricane. Hurricane falls in place with the team if he's not getting the service, and that's the same thing that is happening to Haaland right now. If Erling Haaland does not get supply, he just like as if he's not in the game. But sometimes you need to put more to your game, which is sometimes if the ball is not coming up front, what you want to do as a player is fall back as well.
Yeah, that's
You fall back.
cool. But you see,
You
in
play-
all those
play-
teams,
play with
hold
the
on.
team.
In all those teams, bro. And I don't want to make it sound like it's so bad, but in all those teams, the wingers and players around those strikers is actually passed to them more in our game than we just passed to our own striker in the attacking third. In
Okay, Mark,
tens in a
Mark,
whole
let-
season. No, I'm just saying. So hear me. While we making that comparison to those players, just remember they're receiving lots more service and passes or opportunities like in the tens compared to Rasmus, bro. Week in, week out.
Mark, I know all the things you're saying. I understand it. I know it because we've been watching that for a very long time, which is why I made example of players that we have seen the same thing happening to, whereby they wait for the ball, is not coming to them. Which is why I said sometimes what you want to do is drop back, play with the team, and that is something Zexi have.
Yeah, but that's not an ideal striker though, because you know what I mean. Like we're talking about experience
Mark,
part of the game when they develop, right? But what I'm talking about is my perspective is not. I understand he have more to work on. He's a development striker. He have lots to work on. We could agree there for 100%. He had to work on that, right? That's his problem, right? What he cannot change is the problem in the team that his wingers, some of them don't like to pass him the ball because they think maybe he's just a decoy and they shouldn't pass him because they don't think he's a good footballer. Because
Mark,
that's how I just look at it. And my opinion is players like that are basically
they're not. Are you surprised? They're not.
I am surprised because
okay, let me say something now.
Because here why I'm surprised. They're not even winning us the games consistently enough to make those decisions.
I'm still going to come to that as well. One thing is this, man. When you talk about Bruno Fernandes, people tell you he has the highest chance created. And for me, I've been saying this for a very long time. I don't understand that stupid stat. Because when you say somebody is creating highest chances, like why is Rasmus not getting the goals?
Because the balls in Man United is go to the wingers. The wingers is who's carrying most of the ball in Man United, so they are the ones who are more responsible. Since before the season began, Bruno is not that guy, has not been the one at the forefront of doing the creation. It's been either the left winger or the right winger. So
I would say, granted,
I would hold Bruno mostly responsible because, in my opinion, he's our biggest chance creator, and I hold them mostly responsible. I just wanted to know, putting it out there, I hold Bruno mostly responsible. But I'm not mentioning Bruno because he still passed to Rasmus on average 2 to 3 times more than the players around him in attack.
Mark, now you know.
Just putting it out there. That is how bad it is. Go and check out the stats, bro. It's real bad.
You see, Garnacho right now is always looking for that pass. Want to pass the ball, unlike cut and shoot. The reason why we watched that game against the Rangers, Ahmad made 2 runs, whereby there were players he could have passed the ball to. He made 2 runs, trying to take him to go and score the goal by himself. And this is what your fan base does to players. They overhype them, overrate. People forget that these guys, they are on social media and they see things people say about them. Ahmad, people were busy calling him Wakanda Messi, Ivorian Messi. Those stuffs, he made the first run against Rangers. They took the ball from him. After that, he still made the same run. They took the ball from him. And nobody will see anything to call him out. But That game, it was for me. I said it. I will say it plain. Nobody was good in that game. They were all rubbish, including Ahmad. But I bet you, if Ahmad at Koigo, all of a sudden, yeah, saves the day. Ahmadiness, like they were doing with against Southampton, whereby Ahmad was rubbish the entire game. Rubbish. Then they brought in a player that complements you, take players away from you, whereby you are free to get the goals. And people will still be telling you they don't see what the guy was, they don't see what Anthony was doing, they don't see what Anthony was doing. But Ahmad right now is going to be the same one. They will come very soon. They'll come for as well. People are now. I hear people talking about we should have never sold Elanga. We should never sold. So I was sitting there like, I don't understand. You should never have sold Elanga. Like, we watched him. Was he good enough? I did not even see what he's doing at Nottingham Forest right now. I did not see it in United. People will tell you Elanga is better than Garnacho. Sancho is better than Garnacho. But the honest truth is that when all these guys are in the same club, who was playing games? Who was having effect on football? Because if you're not making sense to me, whereby you say Elanga is better than Garnacho, whereby when both of them were in United, one was playing more, doing more than the other. This thing is just the problem you have in your fan base. How about we support the club and leave this player FC nonsense? Support the club. And if someone is criticizing a player, they've got every right to criticize a player, like what Balitek is doing with Rasmus. It's not his fault. I will say it plain. It's not his fault. You guys went to go and sign a player that was coming from the bench. Then you made him your number one striker. Someone was from somebody's bench. He scored 9 goals coming from the bench. You guys went there, spent 72 million to bring him to the club to make him your number one striker. Because Atalanta, that was bringing him from the bench, knew he was not ready to be a starter, to be the main guy. They know. They know. But United went there, paid the money, because what Rasmus should be doing is sit on the bench or go, like he should be playing somewhere on loan. He should be learning football somewhere, learning from a striker. But United did not do that. They went there, paid 72 million pounds. Then you are expecting a performance of a 72 million pounds from him. And people are forgetting that he was just on the bench for Atalanta, coming in as a sub. So I don't blame Rasmus in a way, but I look at it, I say to myself, sometimes he makes that mistakes. The runs he makes those mistakes. Which is why last season, whenever the boy is being crossed into the box 18, who was there mostly? Scott McTominay was there. Because he knows how to make the run, knows how to position himself. But I don't think he's a bad player. I just think he needs to just, go learn football. He needs to just play under a senior striker and learn from that person. Because I will say it, we have seen players like your Vinicius Jr. when he came to Real Madrid. But for good 3 years, he was rubbish. And he was nowhere near the level of Garnacho right now. Well, Garnacho is doing right now, we are saying get him out of our club. Vinicius Jr. was nowhere near, was not having that impact on games like Garnacho would do. But one thing that we can never deny about Rasmus is that if you create chance, give him a chance, he's deadly when it comes to scoring goals. I can tell you that if you give him that chance, whereby take the ball and score it, is deadly. But the difference between Rasmus Højlund and Haaland is that Haaland can miss the first chance, miss the second one, miss the third one, miss the fifth one, because he knows that the chances will keep coming. They will keep creating the chances. But with United, you are not allowed to make a mistake. If we give you one chance, we want you to bury it. We want you to bury it. But sometimes the run he makes as well are terrible. And I've seen it. I've seen those runs he makes. But I will say he needs to improve on his first touches. He needs to improve on runs he make. But is he a good player? Does he look like he's going to be a good player in the future? I would say yes. And for me, this is why one of the reasons why if you guys want to say Garnacho, I would love you guys to say Garnacho, because I would not want a situation whereby a kid we saw with potentials dies there, becomes rubbish. Exactly. And the next thing they'll be saying is crap, is rubbish. I want him gone, because I believe if you go to a club, what we are seeing with Elanga right now, Garnacho will do better than that.
Exactly.
He will do
Same
better
thing
than
with Hoyland.
He will do better than that.
Same thing with Hoyland.
What I would say is just time. And that time is something United don't have. They don't.
Big up to Ricardo Pereira. Sorry, bro.
This fan base claims they are ready for a rebuild. They are not ready for a rebuild. Because if they are ready for a rebuild, they should know that it's going to get, like, it will be worse. And I'm happy right now whereby things are happening like this, because if Amorim came in and there was a manager bounce, then the next season they want him to go for top 4 or go for a trophy. That's your fan base,
brother.
That is the fan base.
That is and Bali is the epitome of what we should be as fans. Because as much as I argue with Bali, I mean, I just have his same feelings, because realistically, he's Man United. But for me, like, having those feelings now, I have them, but it don't feel realistic to me to feel like to say that, and because we're not doing that and we haven't been doing that for years. And the biggest problem is right now is that I just feel like it's a dead zone at Man United, bro. Like, if you ain't come in and perform every weekend as a new player or young player or whatever the case is, we go and get rubbished. You know what I mean? And bro,
United, when
I'm telling you, bro,
United,
like right now,
it's the graveyard shift, man.
It's not just for him, bro. Because bro, man, them is swear I dislike Ahmad. I don't. But he still have more development to go, and the level at which we hype him already, bro. Sometimes I feel like we could be delaying his progress and actually becoming the player he should be.
It's happening. It's happening, bro. It's happening. I don't like to you. It's happening, bro, because his game changed.
The thing is, when Ahmad if he's still playing at this level in the next 2 to 3 years, even like I'm expecting, because he's going to be 23 next season. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm expecting Ahmad to step up his level. If he's still trying to maintain the level that he's at now, like, people are going to start having a problem with it, because at the end of the day,
they will not, because as it is right now, when he drops a stinker, nobody wants to call it out, because now he's the star boy. Because I said I was on board stream and I said that Ahmad, everybody was rubbish, including Ahmad. I got Simbin because Ahmad scored an hat-trick. But what happens before the hat-trick? It was rubbish. Against Rangers as well, I don't think he played well. I believe he played well. I believe Garnacho was more effective in that game than Ahmad. He was.
Yeah, of course.
But nobody want to call it out. That's something they need to just understand. Bruno can stink everywhere. He gets a goal. Bruno magnifico. Sometimes the performances might be terrible, the results might be good, but be able to call it out, say we're shit today, but I will take the win. And that's something United fans or few of the fan base don't want to agree on, because I love this player than this player. I love this player than this player. So if my player is doing well, you're not doing well, we'll call it out. For me, it was not crazy whereby you had the fans they were clamoring Viva Garnacho against Rangers. They could see that it was better. And for me, I don't think he was playing as a 10. I think the manager have actually tried to adapt, have Garnacho play wing. I don't know why he's doing it, but when the way I saw Garnacho mostly in that game was on the wings. He was there because Garnacho needs space to be able to do whatever he wants to do. He's not a player like Ahmad. Ahmad can hold on to the ball and in tight spaces be able to break and come outside from there. Garnacho is not that player. But because now Garnacho won't do it, people that doesn't like Garnacho will say he's crap. Get him out of our club. Mark, you're on mute.
Two different types of players, bro. Two different types. I mean, they're both Man United players, which is good for me because we need multiple players in multiple positions who have that kind of ability, quality, and potential to go to elite levels. You know what I mean? And to be fair, guys, it's just, bro, it's just one of those things where I like how I did not rate Ahmad. I just keep telling men them for years ago, for the last 3.5 seasons before the games he did get chances in the last season, in Ten second season. I didn't know if he was really worth keeping or having in the squad.
Let me say something now, Mark.
And I just be honest with it. Because I don't rate the championship as much as everybody else. I think the championship is a good place to get your feet wet, to get up to physicality, and to get yourself ready to come and work into our first team in Man United and fight for your chance. That's why I believe
Mark, before I go, I will say one thing, man. Even with the way people are busy hyping Ahmad have not even done 30% of what Garnacho have done for United. He hasn't. Because you guys might say Garnacho is crap today, but when we go let's look at the start. Let's go back to when 2 years or 3 years ago, or 2.5 years ago. I'm sure you would agree that Garnacho was a better player than Ahmad. Garnacho was a better player, more effective than even Sancho. So right now, Ahmad is stepping up his game. Facts. And all of a sudden, because he's stepping up the game, and someone like Garnacho is going through bad form or is trying to adapt to a new position, and he's not doing well, get him off. It's not good enough. So who will be good enough? Because I tell you, this guy called Dogu, people already, let's overpay and bring him to the club. Tomorrow, he comes to the club. The next thing now, you have people, probably they should have given an opportunity for that position. Goes outside and start doing well. What you hear is the same nonsense we always hear. We should have never sold that player. He's better than this guy we have here. So the fan base also, I always say it, there's a problem, man. Your fan base is a problem. You guys, you always don't know what you want. That's the honest truth.
Bro, I don't know, bro. It's one of those things where I just feel like it's a situation where Man United probably just need to be a little bit more patient. Because the reality is, bro, our squad threadbare, right? Think about it like this. Anthony gone. The attacker down. Possible right wing back down. Left wing back down. Gone. Garnacho gone. They just say, as another attacker, impacts player, impacts sub, gone. Boom. Rashford. They just say the last day of the window, gone. And all we getting is Dogu. Are you guys understanding that we lost 3 players who probably collectively would add more than the 1 player we coming in, and we trying to get ourselves a Europa League or a FA Cup so we could get in Europe next season, so we could actually bring in players this summer? Bro, it's wild. You know what I mean? Bring in some new talent. You know, sell everybody. Bring in young talent, bro. So we have no Europe next season. How are we going to spend? How are we going to... The ideology, right, that United will do well with a season out of Europe in this current financial crisis that we're in, that we will ignore as fans, or not ignore, or think that it's overhyped, or reality, or not, whatever you think about it. brother, it will be bleak in the summer. No, with no Europe, bro. Bleak. Because let us say, Sir Jim, invest what? 89 million in the summer, okay? How much we go and buy players? The players that actually go and change the needle, move the needle forward. They're gonna cost average 60 million pounds a player, bro. Average 40 to 60 million a pound. And we need about 8. We need a left wing back. We need 2 midfielders, DM and an attacking midfielder. We need a striker or we need 2 strikers. Might need a next winger. That's about 5, 6 players already, bro. And then Johnny Evans and Lindelof, 1 or 2 other players leaving in the summer on a free, whatnot. We need players, bro. We don't have. And to get players is always cost Man United more. Unless we go experimental. How that going and looking at season? That is the stress.
Me personally, I'll be happy to get at least 5 or 6 players in the summer and then supplement the rest of the team with youngsters that could develop. Now that I don't personally mind, as long as the 6 players that we bring in, 5 to 6 players that we bring in, are players that are good enough to go into the first team. So as far as I'm concerned, yeah, if we just address the areas that are gaping in terms of the midfield, like so as an example, we haven't got legs nor creativity in the midfield. If we can address that situation, if we can address the wing back situation, I'm talking about either wing back roles. If we can address the central centre back situation, because personally, Harry Maguire can't play every game. But what he gives as a central centre back, I believe, is better than Matthias de Ligt. I think Matthias de Ligt is better as a right centre back or a left centre back, but I don't think he's better as a central centre back. As a central centre back, it's like he doesn't show the same level of confidence or passing range that Harry Maguire has, even though I felt initially that he has decent passing, but it's looking like Harry Maguire actually knows how to play the role a bit better. So obviously, in my opinion, wing backs, central centre back, central midfielder, number 10 striker. What's that? 5 or 6 players. 5 or 6 players. The rest can all be youngsters that are getting promoted. I'm not mad at that because I know from a developmental standpoint, we're not giving them the shirt and forcing them to perform week in, week out, and then saying, why is this guy in the team? No, because they're gonna come on for 5 to 10 minutes and they're gonna be hungry, and the mistakes that they're gonna make in that period.
Hold on. That's not. I do disagree. I just wanted to put it into perspective, right? We're going through the same situation technically. The problem is, at some point in between the last 18 months, the senior players who should have been starting over the likes of Ahmad and Garnacho and Hoyland, one we don't have, and the other 2, really and truly, they've not been up to scratch. They've not been showing them levels to keep them fellas on the bench. Now, we bring in 5 players. Already, probably we'll see 5 to 8 players leave. So we're 3 players short, right? Now, we bring in youth players to come in off the bench. Now, we're not considering we might have injuries throughout our next season or whatnot the case is. Because I with you on the youth. I would promote youth and I'm ready for it. But like I keep saying, whether we promote youth or we buy them, if they don't have a good run of games, we're going to rubbish them. It's the same thing Garnacho come from the academy. Kobe does have his moments. There's some people thinking Kobe mightn't be it. You understand? So
but we shouldn't run away from the pressure, because at the end of the day, that's life. It's like when a bird kicks its chicks out of the nest. They're gonna fly or they're gonna die. It's one of those ones. So at the end of the day,
I agree. Bali, we agree there, you know, brother. 100, bro. We agree. But facing the situation that we have going on right now, 2 things. like what Jack Reach was saying, can we really make fair judgments of all Man United players? Because realistically, big up to man them. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where I feel like, and yes, we could make fair judgments of some players. Yes, we could make judgments of other players. But with all that happening, it's a difficult situation to really, truly give an accurate criticism of all the players. The whole situation with Amorim coming in for me kind of changed things with the whole team in the sense that I feel like the whole team would become chicks with broken wings. Because let me just put it like this, to change up, you're already not a good team performing. You're already just getting grips of a system that you're trying to learn. And then you go into a brand new system in a run of difficult games with a brand new coach that expect lots of different things. And we kind of expect to perform. We expect them to sink or swim at the same time. And it's like, we was already expecting to sink or swim under one way, and we now double up the pressure with double the difficulty than it had right before. So it's like, bro, when we gonna, dial back the expectation based on the situation that we're going through? Because I can't say that I don't expect us to perform and be Man United, because we are Man United, but at the same time, we are Man United, and that expectation, it's really not giving any room for us to build anything up, which we have to do. And no matter how we spin it around, we skirting over the fact that we have to go through a rebuilding process. And going through a rebuilding process is a shitty situation, bro. It's not going to have much consistency. It's not going to have great performances. You might not score goals. Players might look shit. It's going to be up and down. And while I don't say nobody shouldn't criticize players, I just feel like the criticisms, for me, it literally affecting the team. With Garnacho, you know what I mean, from the moment he started facing heavy criticism for mistakes that he making as a young player developing, he started to regress. But we have another young player coming through. Whether he have a good game or a bad game, we hyping him to the moon. And he was improving dramatically, but in the last 5-10 games, he's been flat. Despite the second half hat-trick that he scored. But he been flat, bro. And is it because no matter how he performs, he will get a 10 rating? I think it's because of that. And this is what I was saying. When I was saying this weeks ago, everybody was mad. Everybody was like, you don't like this guy. But look at it now. Look at the performance in 10 games previously and the 10 games now. It's nowhere near for entire performance. We used to get more during games. Realistically, in the game this week on Thursday, I swear I was watching Anthony play, bro, for the first half. I swear it was Anthony on the pitch. You can't tell me none of you all didn't have that same thought that Anthony was playing right wing back. Because, brother, we wasn't attacking. The ball was just going back. No breakaway runs.
Nah, he was even losing the ball and whatnot. So I did see the lack of performance from him in the game. However, like I said, like obviously the level that he's at now, although it's decent for people not actually seeing you play and you having a breakout season, I'm a Man United fan. We expect more. Like I'm not thinking to myself what he's doing so far is the be all and end all. I'm thinking it's good, but I want to see improvement, especially next season. I want to see an improvement of at least 3 or 4x. I don't want to see backwards sliding. If you start backwards sliding, this is Manchester United. Eventually, you're going to lose your shirt. There's going to be a stick up for your shirt. One of them youngsters or a new signing is going to put the blade to your throat and say, mate, I'm relieving you of the shirt. So at the end of the day, as far as I'm concerned, at the end of the day, every player has to take control of their own development. It's not that we have to turn around and blame all our teammates. Bro, go do extra training. Go chat to the management. Go see what you're supposed to be doing in games. Literally become a geek of football and try to be the best player that you can be. Because at the end of the day, if you don't perform, the fans are going to want you out. It's as simple as that. You can't not perform for us. You can't make people buy shirts with your name on it and everything else. Go to Old Trafford or watch you on the TV. You're doing stinker after stinker after stinker, and people still supporting you, still singing your name, and think that they don't deserve more. Like we deserve more as fans. So as far as I'm concerned, the Glazers have to invest in the summer alongside Radcliffe, and they're gonna have to do what they need to do. And if not, it's day of the Jackal settings at Old Trafford with the target on all the owners' backs due to lack of investment, due to running the football club into the ground, due to $1.5 billion taken out of the club, due to all the people that they've sacked, all the soul that they're ripping out of Old Trafford and the whole club as a whole. Like, it's ridiculous, like the players, charity and everything else. Like, I'm just sick of everything. So either we're going to be good on the pitch, because if you're making all these sacrifices and you're not good on the pitch, you're not upgrading and doing everything that you need to do in regards to the football club, then at the end of the day, we have to find one way or another to get these owners out, because I always wanted the full sale, and we didn't get the full sale. I wanted the owner that was going to clear the debt. We didn't get that. The club opted to favour a guy who was going to put the Manchester into Manchester. Then he decided that he was going to get rid of all the people that are working for the club, that have worked for the club for years and everything else. He was going to destroy all the systems in and around the club, rip the heart and soul out of the club for his rebuild. Yeah, cool. But if your rebuild is not up to scratch, we need to find a way of getting this guy gone, one way or another. You're on mute,
I hear it, bro. I hear it, bro. Tenor, they don't know, you know, bro. They didn't want the blood money, but they go get the oil money here. They got it. Let me not say nothing. Bro. We need to fix this situation. Bro, this is mad. This situation is crazy. It's not a Man United situation, bro. And I hope the decisions that they make will benefit Man United going forward, bro. But I'm not too optimistic about Ineos. You know, I like the structure that they put in. Of course, I do expect it to take a lot of time. It's been 10 years of shit, bro. Not to the detriment of the club. But realistically, bro, we have to be able to sit back and be patient, because all signs point, you know what I mean, to the fact that the situation is not great. And we're not curbing our expectations as fans to meet that. So it's like, if for me, it's like if I was working for you, Bali, right? And you hire me under the quality of a manager who, you know, has been extremely successful, creative, and all these things, right? So I come into the situation and I work in power, but it have other factors around me that I need to fix to get the optimal performance to be at my best. And I trying to fix this, but you know, it's taking time. You know, we're making drastic strides behind the scenes, but the outlook on the company, it's looking like the needle not really moving that much. Right now, what would you do as a manager if you know you see it on the inside? You would be patient. The problem is the club not finding a way, or the company not finding a way to translate that to the fans on the outside.
So how am I answering this? How am I answering this question as the manager or as the club? How am I answering?
You are the club. You are the owner. You hire me.
Okay, all right. So as the owner, before I even identify you as a target of somebody that I wanted to bring in, I have to look at, okay, give me Mark Hen's file. right? I
Mhm.
take Marken's file. I see what Marken has been doing. Then I have to now speak to the people who are in the hierarchical structure. Do we have the facilities? Do we have the playing staff? Do we have the personnel in and around the club in regards to the recruitment and everything else to accommodate this player? I mean, this manager. Okay, cool, we do. So what is our plan? What is our timeline and everything else? So that upon giving this guy a contract and convincing him to sign for us, these things are gonna be explained to you on arrival. So once you have that understanding that okay, cool, our vision is the next 3 years we're gonna have a steady trajectory and we want you to achieve XYZ within these 3 years, then we have now outlined the parameters of what we expect we're in year 1, year 2, and year 3. And like I would have imagined if I was a fly on the wall with Ineos and Amorim, I would have imagined they would have said, listen, we haven't got that much money to spend. We want you to implement your style of play, so these players get it. So we have a game model. I think that's one of the main things. Then in the summer, we're gonna try and improve the squad by getting players that either you're familiar with or players that can play the system. So that would have been the conversations that we would have had. I believe he most definitely would have been told that obviously certain places that you finish within the league will be unacceptable, and also you have to, by hook or by crook, get into Europe. I believe he would have been told these things as a backup plan, just in case we weren't able to surge back up the table and get back into top 4 contention. So this is why do you think, yeah, Amorim, who was winning at Sporting, undefeated, was battering Man City in the Champions League. Do you think, yeah, he wanted to leave a club mid-season, yeah, to come to Manchester United to lose like 7 games or something, 7 or 8 games on the spin, yeah? Do you think he wanted to do that? Bro, I know why he went and punched that TV, and he's lucky, yeah, that he didn't punch somebody in the face with it. Whichever player was the main source of his frustration, yeah, they're lucky that fists never flew into their face. But what I will tell you this, yeah, is that Almarin will if he actually achieves something like winning a cup or whatever else, yeah, and gets us into Europe, he's buying himself time. He's just bought himself a little bit of time because he knows that he can get sacked this season. That's why he came out with I believe we buy ourselves time by producing results. And I agree with that. Yeah. But people will turn if the losses continue. People ain't gonna say, oh, but this and that. People don't care about all that because it's Manchester United and we shouldn't be finishing in certain positions. But all will be forgiven if he goes out there and wins the Europa League or he wins the FA Cup or whatever else we're in. If he goes and does this, then he's given us a chance to rectify the mistakes that the owners made with Ten Hag. Like, at the end of the day, like, I wish Almarin the best. I really, really, really wish him the best because he's got a shit forward line and a midfield that doesn't have legs. Yeah. And a goalkeeper that is doing howler after howler after howler. So, I mean, God be with him, bro. God be with him, bro. Like it's not looking good, bruv. At the moment, it's not looking good, bruv. But if we can do something, and he survives till next season, and then we're able to bring much needed reinforcements in order to get his structural game down to a T, and then we can start progressing up the league forward with a quickness, because at the end of the day, it's the quickness that we're expecting next season. He can't have a mediocre season next season. He needs to have a season where he's flying. Yeah, because if he doesn't, it's gonna be another sacking. It's gonna be another sacking. I'm just gonna be real with you. This club, Manchester United is now a sacking club under Sir Jim. We thought the Glazers were a sacking club. Bro, I swear in Nice, yeah, they brought in a new manager and sacked him in the same season.
Brother, they mad.
In the same season. So don't be surprised if Ruben Amorim gets sacked sooner rather than later. When I say sooner rather than later, I mean he literally just came in, but he could end the season on a sacking. He
Brother.
could. There's a chance.
He could end the season sacked, bro. Tenure is our man. Bro, let me tell you something, bro. And this is what I want to say. Yeah? I don't want to come to this because it don't make sense to me, right? Because at the end of the day, it's their bad decisions. But, I mean, the one personality trait I think Jose Jim have is he will always make himself look good. And this is the problem. Because at the end of the day, Amorim, bro, the man looking like he aged 10 years already in this situation. And I think the mistakes is having patience. And we could sit here and argue our results business and all this shit. But realistically, brother, like Stephanie said, no expectations, no disappointments. And this is what then will break this clung to a point where the United fan base will reach this point. The problem is we should have been at this point when we started the rebuild under Ten Hag, and especially last season with the injury crisis. Because then, bro, we'd at least be further along with progression. Slow as it was. The speed and progression is the biggest problem of this rebuild. The speed are the issues and the changes and all the things. And right now, brother, I pray to God Amorim have a next season guaranteed in. Because realistically, bro, it ain't looking good at all. And man, them in the stands, shout out to the home fans in the stands, bro, because they're singing Amorim name they sing Amorim name. And I think that will keep him and that will buy him time into next season. And I hope that does. Because realistically, yeah, they put the man in a lose-lose situation, in my honest opinion. And they're using him as cover to do the madness behind the scene and justify the means. Because realistically, they don't have better ideas. And let me just be honest, bro. We've seen better creativity from teams like Nottingham Forest and Chelsea. And the realistic thing is that while we want all these amazing players for all these amazing price, Ryan Cherky's 20 million euros, we need a 10 in attacking for midfield. 20 million euros is 10 million or 12 million pounds. You telling me we can't sign Ryan Cherky? Boom. Bring him in and see how it works? Nah, let's not even waste time.
You know one thing I'll quickly say on that Ryan Cherky, yeah, is I like the look of the player. I think my only concern is his work rate and whether or not, because the thing is, yeah, these, like, a lot of people would say that as an example that Jadon Sancho will cook under this manager, and I believe Jadon Sancho could cook under this manager, but it's only a Jadon Sancho that's ready to apply himself. If you're not ready to apply yourself and work hard and run like a dog, like the manager said that he wants, then I don't think Ryan Cherky would be the guy, even though he's got an amazing talent. Like, so it depends on what type of player we're signing. Now, I'm not saying that is his attitude for all games. I don't know if there's something going on there where sometimes he just can't be asked. So I don't know what the situation is entirely, but I do know that we need a team that is ready to work hard regardless of anything else. Because one thing that happens a lot is that I see teams going toe-to-toe with us. I see teams outworking us a lot of the times. And literally, it's not the quality of the other opposition that beats us most of the time. It's the fact that they're willing to work harder. And it's like Ten Hag said on a few occasions, they wanted it more than us. How can another team want it more than us? How? And then to what Stephanie Griffith said, big up Stephanie, she said no expectations, no disappointments. But in my humble opinion, for the fan base to have no expectations and no disappointments, we have to get relegated in order for that to happen.
Yeah.
We have to get relegated. And then people can now say, okay, I don't expect us to do anything.
True. Guys, Tenno, I'll bring you in to have your final say.
Mark Valley chat. Top of the morning to you, boys. Top of morning to you.
Big up.
Good one there, Tenno. Bro.
You know what, right? You know, guys, look, you know, I've got sources. I won't say who they are. Listen now. I've heard on the grapevine that Amorim's done. If he doesn't win a trophy, he's gone. We're not going to get into Europe in the league. It's done. So the only way into Europe is either he wins the FA Cup or the Europa League. If he doesn't achieve that, he's gone. He's done. This is why they're not giving him money to spend. This is why they're saying he's got to get rid of Deadwood, which, you know, is not his problem because he did not create this problem, did he? He just inherited it, which you can say for any manager that comes into a club after another, major mismanagement. But it is what it is. So get ready for Southgate, guys, because it's coming. I'm telling you, it's coming.
Man, really want me to sit on live and remove my Man United tattoo? I had this for years and years, man. Really want to see me remove my Man United tattoo?
You know what, guys? Here's what I've heard as well from sources. Man United are half a £500 million, which sounds a lot. £500 million sounds a lot from being in administration. This is like, the team we just played on Thursday, Mark, Rangers went into administration and folded and were the Phoenix Club. We're £500 million away from that, and we're not generating money like we used to. We're not doing it. We're £1 billion in debt. We're nearly £500 million in debt with previous owed transfer fees. We've got a decrepit stadium, and we've got a disjointed team and a disjointed fan base. We are in the shit big time. We are in the shit. Now, if Man United actually did get relegated with no European football, we would fold.
Fold.
I'm being serious. We would fold.
No European football already will have us crumbling. Telling you, man,
nothing would save us. And the name Manchester United Football Club would cease to exist, because when you are a Phoenix Club, you can never ever use the same name again what you operated under. This is what the Glazers have done to us. They've put us on the brink of extinction. Literally on the brink of extinction. Now, my first season at Man United was when we got relegated, 73-74. That season was a transition period, which is kind of what we're going through now, where we came from the end of the Busby era, lost a lot of, obviously the Trinity players, all them type of players, yeah. And we got a dynamic manager, Sir Matt Busby, yeah. That season we went down, we actually played decent football, but we just wasn't good enough. The next season, when we was in what was then the old second division, which you call the championship now, we sold out every ground where we went to and played dynamic football. The season we came back in, within 3 seasons, we was in 3 FA Cup finals. In between them two, we lost to Southampton 1-0, lost the epic 3-2 to Arsenal. The 2-1 we won under Tommy Dock. We stopped Liverpool winning the treble. Yeah, that was the magnitude of the job Tommy Dock done to change Man United round and get us on an even keel and winning things. I'm telling you straight now, this structure, this manager now will not do this. They're not going to do it.
Brother.
We have not got the players.
bro.
We've got a bloated squad, as in overpaid
Bloated
players
paid
who
in
don't want to
money.
play for the badge. Who, as soon as you say anything nasty against them on social media, they fold up like a pack of cards. It's like, if you can't take criticism, stay off social media. Or if you want to be a social media star, why don't you fuck off to TikTok and do it there?
Something like that. Tell man, them know how serious this is, bro. Like fans, all these divisions among the fan base about players and who they want and wanting this and I want this for my club and bro, it mightn't have no club. No club.
We're not gonna do it. We're in trouble.
We could have be singing daisies, bro, sipping champagne, falling like rain under Qatar, bro. But man, them don't want to fight for what's right, bro. Man, want to talk about little indiscrepancies that really and truly not affecting Man United, King. Man,
we're not gonna get out of
this. Tenno, bro. All those people online clap them, you know, for not wanting blood money, for not wanting oil money, because they have a petrochemical company as the investor right now, King. So what is the difference, right? But here the big thing. This petrochemical company go and take we into a situation when where they go and call we, fellas? Where we go and call we? So in us United now. Because brother, man them I telling you, man them, bro. I saw you right now. We need to figure something out, you know, because we need somebody to come in with a hostile takeover.
You know what, Mark Bally, against them on the 16th of Jan, which was my birthday, the last game, I handed me season ticket and I was done. I was arguing with fans on the coach who we go with. These are people I've known for decades, 4 decades, and we were nearly coming to blows. And they were saying, oh, well, season tickets won't go up. I said, 5 months ago, Sir Jim was at Fulham, Craven Cottage, and he turned, these are his exact words. How can a football club like Fulham charge £3,000 a season for the season ticket, and a big club like Man United only charge £900? Boom. You know what's coming next, don't you? You know what's coming next. The little businessman is thinking, biggest club in the world, and you're paying peanuts. Nah, we're going to make you pay for this. Like, that's where the money's going to come from. And the guy even wants Man United fans to chip in 300 million to get 300 million pound in the kitty to help with PSR charges. That's like,
brother, look at this. Just watch this here now, bro.
You bought the club. You do it, not me. You do it. That's
why
the
you buy the club?
It.
Why you buy this club in the first place? It's too big for you, bro. You see all these fans want to come in and talk about, oh, well, it's just business and he's a great businessman and blah 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 bullshit. Bro, this is not Kentucky Fried Chicken franchise, my G.
No.
Right? This is not Vic selling pens and paper clips. This is not that shit, guys. You know what I mean? Like you telling me a man who own a fisheries business, right? A fisheries business, go and operate his boats like man them is operate a golf course? No way, bro. Businesses is work different. There is no way man them could tell me you come in here and you want to put a minimalistic budget with a club with the most debt and all these problems and expect it to work. It's not going to, bro. A vanity project, bro.
You know what?
When we
could get... Yeah, it is a crude point to put me. It's like you marrying a hooker, a woman who's been a hooker for 20 years and hoping she changes her ways in 5 minutes. It's not going to happen. You better expect what's going on, because this is going to go on. But this is where we are. I mean, I've been through there. A lot of Man U fans have not been through us being relegated. This is different gravy. That was then. That was the 70s. This is now, you know, the 2020s. It's different gravy. People laugh and joke about Arsenal being, you know, a banter club. This is what Arsene Wenger done. Yeah, this is the difference between Arsene Wenger and Sir Alex Ferguson. Arsene Wenger purposely made Arsenal crap so we could fund to build the Emirates Stadium. That's his legacy right there. The Emirates Stadium. Okay, they're not winning like they used to. He could have not funded that. He could have literally stayed at Highbury, and Arsenal probably would have won more than what they have done. But in the long term, down the line, he chose the right option. He chose to, we need a better stadium. We need a 60,000 plus capacity stadium to generate more money. Arsenal will soon be paying that money off. In the next couple of seasons, they will be generating more money now where they can literally buy the best players in the world.
100.
That was Arsene Wenger's vision. What did
Yeah,
Sir
but
Alex Ferguson
we
do?
was actually Arsene Wenger's dream because we had that.
Exactly, that's it.
And we lost that because guess what? Guess what? Pride.
Yeah,
Pride, bro.
racehorse.
Nothing more than arrogance and pride and incompetence. And here the biggest thing, right? You know, as a big business that Man United is, as the big, bro, the magnitude of Man United name as a football club, Man United, bro. They have a certain class, a respect, a certain sense of honor. You're supposed to honor that, bro. And this man who's supposed to be so brilliant, bro. Think about it, bro. Niggas walking over the Man United name in the mud right now because of this guy.
You know what, Mark, guys, you know me. I've always called Sir Alex out. I've lost many good friends over it as well because Sir Alex is, you know, the next, you know, coming of Christ, like, and I said, your hero is not the man you think he is. He's not like, you look at Roy Keane. Roy Keane won't bend to him because Roy Keane knows exactly what that guy is. He will sell you out because where he came from, if you look at the story of Sir Alex, where this came from, he thinks because what he done at Man United, we owe him something. No, we fucking don't, like. We don't owe you anything. Just because you proved successful. And that's like me being a successful chef and saying to Mark, you know, that food you eat, I've done a food chain and you're eating it now. You owe me something. No, I don't, mate. No, I don't owe you now. I just buy your product. That's it.
True.
On your way.
At the same time, it's like,
and not once has that man said anything about the Glazers. Even now, they've cut him adrift and stopped his £2 million a year pay. Not once has he said anything because that's the caliber of the guy you're dealing with. He will cut his nose off to spite his own face. That's what he is.
I'm not doing that. But at the same time, I can't wait. Bro, listen. All I want to say to the fans is, you need to put aside petty squabbles and favoritisms on players, bro. This club bigger than all of that shit. And if you, as me, following this club all your life from a young person to adult, we had to stand up and fight for our rights, guys, because this is us. This is ours. This is our pastime here.
I'm looking at chat. Ricardo says does Cristiano have the money to buy United? I wish he did.
I wish he did too, bro.
But the problem is, Ricardo, is you can't make someone sell something that they own. You can't do it. Unless you actually go.
This
off the
Man United fans need to look into.
Somewhere
I keep telling man them, right?
If you don't sell it, boom.
No, hear this.
But you can't make people sell things if they don't want to.
No, but hear this, right? Hear the difference with this. Hear the complicated. There's not just a business, bro. Right? There's a heritage situation with England. This is English heritage. No, bro, listen. English laws have provisions for English heritage. Man United, Old Trafford, bro, could be declared a heritage site. They can't frack. They can't do anything.
Yeah.
And the only people who could do that is the fans. The 1958. Yeah. All the different fan groups and fans. The only way that we could get these things done is if we come together as a fan base and talk to the public and talk to the government.
The problem is, Mark, is this. Yeah, you have to look at the ownership now of the Premier League teams. Yeah, once the Everton deal goes through, 14 of the Premier League teams will be American owned. That means they have the majority, which comes back to what I said in the previous stream about a Super League coming. They can literally franchise the league out because they can vote. They have the voting power to vote that way. Like I say, 20, 30
I mean,
guys,
I don't think England will allow that to happen, bro. You can't allow Americans to dictate the English Premier League. They're mad.
But they're doing it, man.
That is crap, bro.
They're doing it, aren't they?
Bro, I'm going to tell you something. That is crack. Because here we're going. They will lose jeopardy. The football pyramid will crumble because they don't want that, They don't want to get relegated. American football sports. Relegation, It
They
have
want
no
franchise
new,
football where you can't lose.
bro. It's the same teams competing in the NBA for the last 50, 60 years, you know, no change, you know, they don't get relegated. So all the teams underneath them is hope and prayer. We don't want that in English football. We love our jeopardy, bro. And brother, that's mad. And all I go and say to that is this.
You know what, Mark? Right, you know what? The city I come from, Chester, yeah. We went broke, and our club got sold for £1. Yeah. Obviously, we've lost the name Chester City FC. That's gone. That's in the history books. We're just called Chester FC now. Yeah, and the Phoenix Club. And we actually went from eighth pyramid in the Football League. We got back into the League Two, but went back down again. Kind of like Wrexham. Wrexham are getting funded, whereas Chester didn't get funded. I think we're second now in the Northern League, the Northern section. I'm going to buy a season ticket next season and support my local club because you know what? You know, Man United's, Liverpool's and all them. Go and do what you want to do. Just go there. But let me tell you this, when you go and do it, there's no way back. When you go, you're done. You're not coming back. And I just want them to go. Because I tell you what, we have an old saying in England, you can't have your cake and eat it. And this is 100. What these clubs want. They want the cake and they want to eat it. You go find out where life is there. When people won't want to watch, they're looking at people paying shitloads of money to watch them on TV. We all, you know, newsflash, we all watch them for free on the legal TV. Ta-da! No one's going to fund it that way. You know what I mean?
Guys, I have got to go. I have to go into the city to do some stuff.
Quick, guys.
We will have another stream tonight, guys. Of course, you know, we have to do a little preview stream, so we'll reconvene tonight, hopefully like around 8:30 p.m. UK. If you guys have the time, come through. We will be here. Bali Tech in the building. Peter, hopefully he comes back. Yeah. Of course, you know, hopefully you got some of the guys to pull through.
Mark, at the game. You have a good match.
I had a good match at the game this week. It was nice. There were some fights. You know how it is with the fans, bro.
Yeah.
You know, I had to snatch a bro. Listen, bro, it was a madness at that game, bro. Like I in a row, bro, and that's a lady with her and her kids, bro. And right behind her fight breakout, bro. I didn't know how to run in there and stand up there because it was getting real different. Bro.
You know what people don't understand, Mark? Yeah. That they think because they don't see it on TV, football violence doesn't exist anymore. It does. Don't it?
And the funny thing is that I don't want to say that the Man United fans right or wrong. I want to say that the Rangers fans right or wrong. But let me be real honest, bro. You can't sit in our home stand and run up to the face of a man who been drinking beers at halftime and before the game and scream, "Yeah, let's have it. You're fucking shy." Bro, you can't do that, bro. And literally, bro, you can see the spit falling onto the man's face, bro. Yeah. And the man is just like, yeah, move. And the dude was like, bro, and that, and it had like 4, 5, 6 men of them. It was ridiculous. And it was happening across the ground in different stands as well.
You know what it is, Mike, before you go? What it is, it's the frustration of fans. You know, when the problem is, obviously, you get it's in the UK culture. You know, not just UK, but I say UK.
All over the world, bro. Even in the Caribbean.
You know, we're beer drinkers, and you get frustrated inside what's going on with the club and your team's crap, and it just clashes, doesn't it? You know what I mean? You got to release the anger, haven't you? The problem is when you start fighting, your anger can cause physical damage, can't it?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Is it one thing to know? And to be fair, I mean, it is what it is. You know, of course, and everything is have the good, the bad, is have the extreme left or right. You know, there's no, no perfect way. Of course, we could all hope that these things never happen and we try to avoid it. And of course, Man United have lots of stewards. You know, they used to have more.
There's problems, mate. You know that.
They used to have way more stewards before, but now they don't have as much, so they kind of spread thin. You know, cost-cutting measures and these things. So they need to do better.
Yeah.
But fans, I remind you guys, you know, we need to be fans in this moment because listen, we on the brink. And as much as we are Man United, bro, that billion in debt is heavy. And
yeah, we are. We're in
there
trouble,
is no
Mark.
free
We're
lunch in this
trouble.
world. Trust me, guys. There are lots of people who can't wait to see Man United disappear.
Yeah.
Disappear, bro. Because the what that name Man United brings, they could never replicate.
Yeah.
So the only way to beat it is to join it or to destroy it. And this is what they're attempting to do. And I'm telling you, man, them now, do not wait for it to be too late.
Yeah.
We need anyone watching, trust, get the groups together. First thing we need to secure is Old Trafford as a heritage site. It can be done.
Yeah.
It's been through World War II, bro. It's been there. It's been strong. It's been a staple
1901.
a staple factor in the society and the development of Manchester as a city. These things need to be done. Once we get that done, we take that power out of their hands. Now they have to get it past the community, get it past the fans. And after that, we could move forward and work forward. But realistically, guys, we need to figure something out of our fan base, and we
Mark,
need to
you
do
know
it collectively.
Mark, if we get Old Trafford declared a national heritage site, by law, the owners, which is the Glazers, have to bring it up to a certain standard because they can get literally fined for it being neglected.
Exactly.
It's against the law to neglect
And
heritage
this
sites.
is where we make our impact as fans, guys. Trust
That's how
me.
you get to them, yeah?
This is how we start. Because, you know, we need to take power back. And I keep telling everyone, bro, there are possibilities. I've seen it done on smaller scales, right? We have enough fans that they can't ignore the petition. They have to take it to Parliament. And it have enough support around the world. It will pour in. The decision will be, they will have to say yes. Trust me, guys. They will say yes. It will be declared a heritage site. And the moment that happens, strike a win for United fans, bro. All around the world.
You know what, Mark? You know what? I know it's not going to happen. But imagine this. Just imagine this. Of all the Man United fans around the earth, around our planet, counted is 1 billion of us. If all of us, for say 2 weeks, got rid of the app, did not watch anything to do with Man United, didn't even watch a game, you imagine the seismic shockwave that would send to the officers, as in, you can't operate without us. We are your lifeblood. And if we cut you off, you're dead. You're dead. That's it.
But see, we need to secure Old Trafford. You see, because Old Trafford secures the name Manchester United, because it tied in, right? And once we secure that first, there's no measures they could take against us, because, brother, they could take drastic measures if they're not secured, because they could try to just say, well, you know what? There's no longer a football club. Let's cancel the whole thing and go into receivership. But if we get that place cited as a heritage mark, they can't do nothing. They are forced. They are backed against the wall. And now, bro, we could start talking about, hey, Ronaldo, make a call. Talk to Qatar. What happening? Let me see what we could do. You know, come in by the by.
But, you know, I mean, look, Matt, there's Bex, Ronaldo, you know, like you said, Qatar,
Bex, Ronaldo, these guys come together.
Yeah.
Qatar. Bro, I take it now because, listen, whether or not Ronaldo is a good businessman or not, I know one thing. It's a football club. And guess what? One thing this man is do still every morning. He's get up 4 o'clock in the morning. He's do his exercises. He's have his eggs. He's have his breakfast. He's have his lunch. He's train. He's rest. He's sleep. I know what the circumstances will be for players to come into this club. I know the kind of expectations and the kind of rigorous lifestyle of footballing professionalism they will be forced into. And that I will stand by 100 times over anything.
Definitely.
Telling man them. Because I know you're going to win on the pitch. And that is what I care about. I don't know about other man them. I care about winning on the pitch. And when you see I had to care about what happening off the pitch more than what happening on the pitch, this is not a football club. Yeah. So guys, come back in later on. You know, Bally Tech will be here. Alien, hopefully he will be here as well.
Have a good one, Bally. Reds.
Big up.
We move together. We do.
100%,
we take it. That's
guys.
it. Bring them. But you know, all the other football fans out there, bring it to me, bitches. Because I tell you this, payback is a bitch.
100.
Remember.
Our time will come. Never forget, guys. We might be down, but we never counted out. And it's Man United. And we will be Man United. Because we are Man United, bro.
Yeah.
No matter where or what, we, as fans, we are Man United. Remember that. Trust what I'm saying. We go figure out something, you know. I go start looking into this thing because here we're going on.
You know what the
serious.
first thing I'd do before we go, boys? If I could buy Man United, yeah. Know what the first thing I'd do? Call the women's team Newton Heath.
Probably,
Straight
why
away.
not?
Just to bring the legacy back home.
Yeah, why
Call
not,
the
bro?
women's team Newton Heath.
Newton Heath. We could do all these things. But but we had to secure it first. Like, I don't even know, bro. As a fan, I don't know why we don't just crowdfund and buy the stadium from them at hostile. Every fan come £1,000. No matter how long you take to save it or if you have it already. Every fan. We have 500 million fans. Let me just say 300 million actively come through. 300 million by 1,000, bro. We can't done spend money, bro. Just understand what I'm saying. That's 30 billion. We could give them 10 billion for this club, pay off the debt, spend 5 billion, still have 10 billion in a trust to make sure that the club is run properly. We could hire. You don't need to hire a structure. We could just hire Omar and them over them. Just fire them and keep Omar and some guys. Yeah, bro. Like, I just realized that, you know, if we could do it like how some teams just do it in Germany, bro. You know, 49% ownership,
owned.
And one major person or entity have 50%. So we know that we could hold them accountable. It's cool. It's cool, guys. Trust. But we had to be open. People had to, you know, egos had to be put aside and all these things.
Yeah.
We could discuss this some more. I feel like this could be a little bit of a stream for tomorrow morning because I feel like I want to talk about this. So, guys, have a wonderful day. We'll be back later on. From your boy Mark Ken.
Have a good one.
Big up to Peter.
Big up.
Have no fear. Bally Tap
2-1
will be here.
Newcastle, 3-0 Liverpool, 1-0 Everton, Bournemouth 1-0. Arsenal 0-0. There you go.
Arsenal down to 10 men. Red card. Ooh,
Cheers, boys.
Tough.
Have a good one.
Cheers, boys.